and step on them. Protect at all costs, put a vest on them.
What's going on, everybody? You are locked in with the commissioner, a.k.a. Trill Dollar Bill. I got my man in the building. You already know, heavyweight contender Anthony Woodson. What's the deal, my brother? How you feeling? Yeah, we are here. We're locked in. This is the Wilder.
I'm feeling it right now.
We got like a little delay there. We got a little delay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
We got a little bit of delay. We get there. We're gonna get that fixed. Shout out to Trey. We got Trey in the comment section. You already know what it is. Shout out to my man Alexander. Alexander's in the building. Trey in the building to this day. Let's go. Yes, definitely. Hopefully,
Alexander the Great.
That's my man. This is gonna be a good night. Good night of boxing, man. Good night of
Till this
boxing.
day.
Hopefully. Yeah, you heard Trey to this day. Yeah. How you feeling, man? Are you excited for the return of Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder?
Man, we talked about it last week. You have brought up some really good points. As I was from a fighter's perspective because of all of the stuff he's had to deal with outside of the ring. Because like I mentioned last week, a lot of people take for granted how easy it is to get knocked off your square, especially in boxing, because you got to lock in, and if you have all these different things going on, it can really mess with your psyche. And I know that you brought up some points about how, as him being younger and him still having his faculties intact, he's taken a lot of damage as of late the last few years. I know that you were speaking about how you wanted him to ride off in the sunset and everything. So I'm in the middle with you. It's like I'm happy that he still has the fire to fight, but I just hope that he's fighting for the right reasons. I hope he's not fighting because of any type of monetary struggles or anything of that sort. Thank you, bro. Oh yeah, sure. So I hope that he's just fighting just for the purity and not just because he needs the money. So then if he's fighting for purity, then he'll be more focused, because he's already got a lot of extra stuff going on. So I hope that he's not taking that pressure in the ring with him. So as long as he comes right, thank you, bro. As long as he comes right, he'll do just fine. And I found out that he separated from Malik Scott. I didn't know that. I don't know if you knew that, but I didn't. So I'm curious to see how he shows up, because I just wish he would have stayed with Mark Breland. Man, he was on his game when he was with Mark Breland.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I thought that Mark Breland was the best thing that he had, even though he seemed to favor listening to JD's tell him to throw the right hand. But other than that, I thought that he was the best he was against Mark Breland. I think his best performance to me was the first Severn fight. To me, he showed he could box, he could move. That was the Wilder that I wanted to see. But then when he started knocking everybody out, he got so used to using that right hand that he thought that's all he needed was the right hand. And if he got the skills pay the bills. But to me, I'm not even really too mad that he got rid of Malik Scott, to me, who was a glorified cheerleader. I don't think
100%.
I don't think he added nothing to Wilder's game. I just thought that he was there to, cheer him on and, rub lotion on him, pause. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought he was there.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And just be a cheerleader.
Pretty much.
So hopefully he'll get with somebody that he's going to listen to. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm hoping, that he gets somebody that he's going to listen to.
More than listen to add to your point, because you're 100% right. But I really think that the biggest thing was with him and Malik Scott, it's like they fought before and you knocked him out. The Wilder knocked Scott out.
I'm
So
did
what
he or
exactly can he?
did he take a? Listen, to this day, I think that Malik Scott deserves an Oscar.
Oh,
When we say to this day, I think Malik Scott deserves an Oscar. You show
that's
me where the
hilarious.
knockout was. I want. I still. We can put it up the highlights later. I want to see where the knockout was. You know what I'm saying? Was it a phantom punch? I don't. I never seen it. I didn't see it. So shout out to
Oh
Malik
no, we
Scott.
going with the oddly listed conspiracy.
I didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what my man Alex said. The problem with Wilder is he has a huge ego, so unless there's someone Wilder truly respects, he won't listen.
100%. He's right. He's spot
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
That's the
and
problem.
I add to it like how much can you teach him now, right? Is there so much that you can teach him right now? So he got so used to fighting one way, as will he resort back to whatever he was doing? Once the fight gets crazy, because that's what fighters usually do when they don't have enough time, to learn some stuff. But this fight is taking on a life of his own. Chauncey Williams is putting the paws on him, and he got the knockdown, and he's sitting there taunting him, screaming over his face.
Oh yeah.
This is what nights to come. Maybe it's going to be an electric fire night of boxing.
Oh. Oh.
It's a
Oh
good fight
man.
between this young man. Yeah, it seems like the young man got his number. He's faster, and he's right there with the left. If he settles down a little bit, because he seems a little wild. If he settles down a little bit, he can
We
land
talked about
that
this
left.
last week. We talked about this last week. I'm sorry to cut you off, Trill.
Yeah, you got
Like you
that.
mentioned, there's a little bit of a delay. I thought that you were done, but
Mm-hmm.
um, we were talking about last week about the art of clinching. Like these guys got to know how to clinch when they get hurt. When you get punched in the mouth, you panic. But you gotta know how to you gotta learn how to stop that. You gotta learn how to stop that momentum. Just tie him up, like just tie him up until the referee tell you can't anymore. Like that's a law. I'm telling you, clinching is a lost art. Ooh, that was a good body shot.
Never again. I think the left hand is on point for the young man
Hmm.
Chauncey Wilson. But he got to keep his hands up. He don't want to get caught. It seems like the
Yeah,
other guy.
he gotta beat some respect into him, make him pick those hands up. He doesn't respect them. That's why those
Not
hands are
at all.
low.
Not at all. This is only a 4 rounder. But this young, he got a lot of energy. He got a lot of energy. He's good. He's trying to. He don't got much time to wait. He's looking at it like I'm trying to get him out of here. I only got 4 rounds to do it, so I ain't mad at him for pressing. But he got to be defensively smart.
Yeah, I've been there. I don't I need to. I'm trying to remember the name of the Caucasian brother, but I've been there where you start where you're pawing to try to get a feel for where he's at, but you're concerned with getting caught. But what I've learned when you put that paw out there, that's not enough. You got to make contact. You gotta always present a threat, even when you're trying to get a feel and trying to find an opening. You have to present a threat to your opponent because guys can sniff blood in the air. They know when they got you, and like you said, he's trying to get him out of there. He's already knocked him out. He's already knocked him to the canvas a couple times. So he feels like he's got the fight in the bag. But even when you're trying to find your positioning, when you're trying to find your range, you have to at least every now and again throw something out there to present a threat so then your opponent can't walk you down.
So
So
it's
it's
just, instead of just
so
scoring.
even when you're Yeah, when
That's the
yeah,
pause with the
I've
jab. Shoot it. Shoot that jab.
one
You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, for every two pause, there should be a hard one behind it. If you, that's what I learned. You gotta put something. Sorry about that.
Now you good.
You gotta touch them, like literally touch them. Like you can't, like, no, it's not like you're just putting it out there for decorations and ornament purposes. You gotta actually, you gotta put something on them. It don't even have to be hard, but as long as you give them something to think about, it'll distract them from their game planning. And that split second that they start questioning themselves, that's when you can find an opening. You gotta touch them to the body, touch them to the shoulders, touch them to the
Hmm.
forearm. Just put it out there somewhere. Even if it put it in a place where he's not expecting, so he can get knocked off his balance, and then you can find an opening to hurt him. That's when you get hurt, when you're not expecting anything, when you don't see it, like they say all the
You don't
time.
see it coming.
You
You
know, it's
don't
the
see
one
it
that you
coming.
don't see coming. 100%. You gotta make them. You gotta make them fear you, even if they feel as though they're winning. You gotta always present the threat like this could change in a second,
Hmm. Definitely.
and
You
you
gotta
gotta
get
have
there.
that belief and that faith that it can be that too. You have to, as a fighter, even when you're losing, you have to you can't lose hope. You can't lose belief, because it literally only takes one punch to turn the fight around. Like we say that, but we don't
But
always
it's
believe
true.
it because it's a cliche. But it's true though. It
It's
literally only
true.
takes one punch to turn the fight around, and you
We
got
don't
to be
see
locked in, and you got to be present to see it when it comes.
Corrales Castillo from plenty of Interior Gotti fights. He
Oh
done came
man,
back with that left hook. Rest in peace, Interior Gotti. We done seen it with Chavez and Meldrick Taylor. Chavez was
oh
behind.
yes,
He was behind. The one punch just turned everything around. Even more recently, we seen with Crawford and Sean Porter. They told Crawford he was down. He went in there and took Sean Porter out. Same with Tank
he
and
really
many
did
of
take him out. 100%.
them. So it's definitely been a couple of times it has definitely came true, and that really is true. They wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. But another thing is we're chilling here. We're relaxing. I see you over there. You're enjoying dinner. You eating dinner. You know what I'm saying? I'm eating dinner with you. So it ain't no thing.
What you
And
eating?
we tuned in. I got salmon, rice, and broccoli. That's what I got right now.
Oh
You know
man,
what
oh you always, you getting ready for a fight? You in a weight cut right now? What's going on over there?
I mean? Now I just made it back to 175. I went down to 168. Now I'm back. I went up to 175. So I'm cooling. I'm cooling. You know
Oh,
what I'm
you getting
saying?
some
I'm
of that
trying to stay
power
in
back.
shape.
That's all. That weight cut was too hard on you. You had to go up.
Yeah.
You had to go up a class.
I say, yeah, I need to get bigger. That's how you know. But
More in
yeah,
that
man.
shoulder.
Yeah, definitely. I want to actually thank everybody too, man, for tuning in right now. It's gonna be get crazy a little bit later, but tune into shout out to everybody that's locked in with us right now. Yeah, I stayed. Yeah, shout out to my man's Trey in there. I stay in camp. I gotta stay war ready. you know,
100%.
you
He
know what I'm
ain't
saying?
playing around.
Nah, 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 nah. Sure, I gotta stay ready. I don't have to get ready if I'm staying ready. You know what I'm saying?
He cash rule everything around me. Cream the money. Dollar dollar trill, y'all. That's
Yeah.
what he say.
Another thing is, man, I just definitely want to thank everybody for tuning in and for all your support and watching us while we watch this watch along and get to commentate with you fine people out there. So salute to y'all for tuning in with us. Once again, I got the professional fighter Anthony Woodson, my brother, alongside with me right here watching this heavyweight event, Deontay Wilder's return. And I got some dope people in the comment section. Got my brother, yours truly, Trey. I got my brother Alexander the Great, and we in there. You already know.
Oh yeah, yes sir. We all in here.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Um, yeah, this is a great. It's going to be a great couple of nights of boxing. Hopefully we get some excitement. Look, Chauncey Williams runs out he runs out like lightning. He's trying to get him out of there. He's swinging for
Oh,
the fences.
you
I
seem to
like
be
his heart.
you
I like
seem to
his
be a
heart.
few seconds further than I am.
I like
So
his
he's
heart.
him now, huh?
He's coming out like a storm.
Mm.
Did the round stop for you?
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw him run him down. Mm. Oh yeah, he really trying to put him out. Yeah, Richie was trying to tie him up, but he couldn't get him. Yeah, you need to. We need some lateral movement. Oh, that was nasty. Ooh, that overhand right was nasty. Mm,
Wilson came out like a bat out of.
man, he did 100%.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are having dinner with me and the professional fighter, the heavyweight contender,
We
no
we
other,
both in camp.
Mr. Woodson.
We both in
We
camp.
locked, we locked in.
We are. There we go. Oh yeah, there you go. Walk him down.
You might have to turn down your TV a little bit.
Me?
Hmm.
Okay. Hey, hey, Trill said I need to turn the TV down just a little bit. I wasn't sure where. Okay, there you go. Oh, thanks, bro. I like how Richie dogging it out. He's staying in it like that. Even though he's getting outgunned, he's in really good condition. That's why condition is so important because conditioning will make up for the lack in your actual tactical skills. If you have conditioning, you can at least have the confidence to know that if you get knocked down, you'll get up. If you're getting walked down, you'll be able to get out because you're not gassed out. So yeah, at least Richie's in shape. He's not doing bad for his first fight. It's just the guy he's up against is a little better than him. He's more athletic.
Yeah, Wilson. Wilson's coming out. He got some things to work on. He got a lot of energy though. He got a lot of energy, a lot of high. He came out with a lot. He got to work on his defense because you know, but it's only a 4 rounder. There's a
Yeah, you
lot
kind
going
of gotta
on
you
in
kind
the
of gotta
boxing.
chill with a little bit of that showboat, because if he think he
Oh
going
yeah,
as soon as he keep going up, he gonna get because there was plenty of times he should have got caught. It's like
yep.
you ain't Roy Jones, dog. I'm happy for you, but you need to realize who you in there with. You gotta
Yeah, he got to
have
relax.
fun and style and profile like Ric Flair, but at the same time be responsible. Ain't nothing wrong with being Ric Flair.
I know.
Till
There's
them
been a
child
lot
support
going.
payments start coming out.
Speaking of child support payments, did you hear? Did you see the fathers cutting up on all over social media? It was to me. I gotta say it because, and I know other people are going to be watching this as well, and they know that I'm cool with Bill Haney. I text Bill Haney,
Oh
and he
God.
texts me back. You know what I'm saying? It's a mutual respect. You know, we
Hmm.
from that old school. You know what I mean? So I was a little bit disappointed when I heard him get into that back and forth with Brian Norman. Shout out to IBOXING HUB. We had one of the best interviews on here with me, myself, and Rico with Bill Haney. It was legendary interview that we did. So shout out to everybody involved. But yeah, it was disappointing seeing that, because I have respect for him, and I didn't like that. I don't think that was a good look for us. You know, I think that at the end of the day, this ways of promoting fights, and that was just
Right.
tasteless and classless. You know, on both gentlemen's part, and I wish that they can, I don't know. I don't know if they can right that wrong because it's out in the world right now.
Do
But I
you
hope
mind giving me a quick? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Keep going.
no, you good. Go ahead about the running.
Okay. I was just saying. Do you mind giving me like a quick, like a cliff note of what took place? Because I actually didn't know. I knew that the boys they're supposed to be fighting each other later this year. I saw that yesterday, but I didn't know it spilled over to the dads.
Yeah, they was on a
Whatever,
podcast.
as PG as you can be. I know how Bill can be.
Yeah, they was on a podcast and they had some words and you know, well, you see where Alexander the Great, my brother here, said he said when it involves children, all reasoning goes out the window, and Bill Haney definitely lost the plot along with Senior. Definitely, yeah, it does get passionate when you involve your children. You know, I get like that over my children. I get very passionate and stuff like that as well. Um, but with both of these guys, and for the world to see, I didn't. I just felt like they shouldn't take it there. Bill started calling uh, Brian Norman Senior's mother the B word, and
Oh
then
yeah, okay.
Brian Senior said we should dig up your mother and the B word
Oh no.
and all this other crap that didn't need to take place, and that was embarrassing. Um,
Yeah, that wasn't.
I just think, and I asked Bill this question when we interviewed him. I said, "Do you think that social media, hurts these fighters, or does it help these fighters?" And he was saying, "Well, it gives them a way to promote themselves and be able to make And I agree with that part. But then I was talking to a few brothers. I think it was yesterday, or yeah, I think it was yesterday on one of the spaces, and they brought up some good points about the social media really being a bad thing because now you get the too much stuff. How
It's
do you
way too
feel about
much.
that? How do you feel about that? Do you think it's a good tool as
You
far as
know,
promotion? Or does it do more harm than good?
you know what comes to mind is just like how it is with money. All money does is reveal who you already are. It doesn't change who you are. It just reveals you. So if you're a person who carries yourself with class and grace off of social media, then more than likely you're gonna carry yourself with class and grace on social media.
Okay.
If you carry yourself with a um, I just kind of thought about because I was gonna say something, but I just thought about Bill Haney's past, and I'm not trying to make it sound like I'm speaking negatively about him. So I'll just say it this way: if you're a person who doesn't carry yourself with any type of with any type of rules or guidelines, if you kind of have like a wild western mindset
Hmm.
off where you don't think about anybody but yourself, if you don't really think about the consequences of your actions, if you have more of a free spirited personality off of social media, then all you're going to do is just represent that times 10 on social media. Like, the problem that I have with social media is that there's not really any type of consequences or regulations to behavior. I personally feel that there should be some legal guidelines, base guidelines, that everybody should carry themselves with on social media, just like how in the world, regardless of whether or not you're having a dispute with somebody, you shouldn't, as much as you want to, as much as you would feel that you have the right to, you can't just go up to him and smack him in the face without some negative consequence. Now, if you're willing to accept the consequence for your actions, then okay, yeah, go ahead, express yourself, say what you want to say, do what you want to do, as long as you're willing to accept the consequences. But a lot of the things about social media is it gives people the outlet to let out those parts of themselves that they have to conceal in the regular world. That's why so many people run to the internet, because it gives you the ability to give yourself an extension and outlet of those parts of yourself that you hide from everybody else, and you can hide behind an avatar. You can hide behind a screen name. You can hide behind a IP address, because nobody more than likely is going to be able to find you. So it's just one of those things where it can be good for you if you handle it responsibly, but if you pretty much become a terrorist on social media, that's a problem. And a lot of people on social media are pretty much digital terrorists.
Yeah, you got some because a lot of social media. I mean, and I done had my run-ins with trolls and stuff on social media as well. Because people will feel more comfortable, especially when they don't have to show their face. You know,
100%.
they feel more comfortable
Hmm.
saying anything and being reckless and acting, crazy all the time. Um, but then it goes to your point where you was also saying about how people conduct themselves on the outside. They're gonna bring that type of negativity on the inside to the internet and stuff like that. I do agree with that as well to a certain point as well. Um, exactly, Alex. I'm with you. We already know how I feel about this situation. I done had and you know what's so crazy? I act like I'm calm and stuff like this, but it took a while. It took a while. I was on the show Boxing Bros, and it took a while dealing with trolls on there. To when the time like I got to the place where I'm at now, I already know not to give certain people my energy because those are the type of people. If you see them in person, they wouldn't even look you in the eyes. You know,
Right.
those are the type of people
Yeah.
that
So
will
you
talk
got the
all.
calluses built up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I had to learn that, you know what I mean, that these people, especially if they're not showing your face, you're gonna get worked up over somebody that lives a million and millions of miles away who wouldn't bust a fruit in a fruit fight. So bust a grape in a
Right.
fruit fight. So
No, that's
that's what you
funny.
gotta do.
I
You
like
gotta
that one.
live. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what's been going on. Everybody was talking about that as far as with the fathers getting into it. Um,
Yeah, Bill Haney need to calm down, man, because we were just talking about this last week. The problem that I have with him is just real quick before you segue is
mhm,
it's a lot of it's not just a problem singling out with him. It's just an issue with boxing fathers in general, man. They they live vicariously through their sons, because it's
mhm,
like they push their sons to the level to where their sons are able to have to are they were able to have gotten to the point that they've gotten to. But the problem that I have is where it comes off as if the sons owe the dad something. Well, majority of these sons, if not all of them, did not ask to be professional boxers. They were made pretty much to do it. So it's like even if your dad paid the price for you, you don't get the right to be you don't have to bear the responsibility of, like how I use the term avatar. You're basically being your father's avatar. It's one of those situations where the sons should not have to pay the price for these dads, because there are a lot of dads like Teofimo Lopez's dad is the same way. It's
mhm,
like you guys write the checks that your sons have to cash. You guys are crashing out and talking all this junk, and you guys ain't got to throw one punch. You guys ain't got to run 1 mile. You guys don't have to sacrifice one meal. Your sons have to drain themselves to make weight. They're abusing their bodies for a paycheck, and you guys irresponsibly are going out here making these issues and making enemies for your sons that your sons got to go out and deal with. If the dads are going to be so loud and be so boisterous and talk all this stuff, then why don't you guys go put on some gloves and fight for a change? It's like the problem that I have is I'm tired of these dads putting their sons in these positions like that for the sake of a paycheck, because that's all this is. It's like there's a way to promote
mhm.
without putting your sons at risk, and it's very selfish the way a lot of these dads behave. Because they didn't get the limelight, they didn't get the opportunities that they made for their sons, so they feel as though they deserve it in return through their sons' hard work and their sons' sacrifices and dedication. And to a degree, yeah, children should pay tribute to their parents when they get to a certain age to say thank you for everything that you've done. But a lot of the time with parents, we forget that our kids didn't ask to be here. So there shouldn't be it should never be you owe me this. It should never be a you owe me this. It should be a I'm proud of you and thank you for allowing me to be a part of your life still when you have every opportunity to separate yourself from me. You're still Angel Garcia too. My Danny Garcia's dad. It's like there are dads out here that put their sons in harm's way just for the sake of having that notoriety and that visibility that themselves they didn't get. And that's just outright selfish, because where is it going to be that how is it that you say you love your son but you're loud and distracting people away from your son's craft because of your personality? You did enough. Like, so you can still be a part of your son's life, but fall back some and let your son grow into a man. Like even Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia is very quiet and mild mannered. How we were talking last week about how Devin is pretty much mild mannered, but he's trying to find some, because he doesn't have the ability to show his personality because his dad pretty much chose it for him. It's like one day Devin's a thug, one day Devin's a Muslim. He grew up, he went to private school, and there's no problem with that, right? So you went to private school, you're an intelligent kid, but you got to put up this facade that you're a thug because you have to cape up for the fact that that was what your dad decided to do. So you're trying to live vicariously through your dad, having street cred through your dad, while your dad is getting credibility through your name and your fame. So it's like they're feeding off of each other in a negative way. And it's like, yeah, you guys got here. So it's like, who am I to criticize you? But these dads put their even Kenny Porter to a certain extent with Sean. Like these powerful and very boisterous personalities, even though I will say that Kenny Porter is a little bit more, he's more calculated and he's more mild mannered. He pretty much respectfully in a way kind of buck broke his son a little bit, because Sean doesn't have the personality to speak out against his dad if he wanted to, because he got him to such a level to where, oh yeah, Chris Jr. and Chris Sr. Yep, see, 100%. Like the only dad that I feel that is doing things the right way is Nigel Benn. Out of all the dads that I could think of, I think only Nigel Benn is the only one that has handled his role as a boxing dad with grace. All these other dads,
Fernando Vargas.
And Fernando, oh, 100%, yes. Fernando Vargas, 100%. Those two right there. And I could put Kenny Porter in there, but from the outside point of view, he took a little bit of Sean Porter's voice away. Like Sean couldn't be himself because of how strong of a presence Kenny was. And if Kenny wasn't as strong of a presence that he was, Sean Porter wouldn't be in the position that he's in. But when are these like how Kenny Porter threw the towel for Sean when he fought, how we brought up Terrence Crawford, like, and it came out later that was a public chastisement. Like, he is a grown man.
You did that to him in front of the public.
He didn't listen to your instructions. You threw the towel for your son because he wasn't listening. He is a grown 30-plus-year-old man.
And that messed up their relationship. You haven't seen them together since.
As it should have. And, the Lord works in mysterious ways. That's why that happened. They let Sean be able to pull away and find himself for who he needs to be.
Which is so funny.
Because we don't... Yeah, go ahead.
No. I was just saying, which is funny. The first time we realized there was any tension, Adrian Broner brought it to our attention. During their of all people, Adrian Broner was the first person that would say, "Yo, there's some tension here. Y'all don't see what's going on here. You don't see what Kenny is doing to Sean." He's like, Kenny gets the girl that Sean wants. Kenny he picks the suits first. You know what I'm saying? He gets the money first, and then he gives Sean his allowance. He's just like, yo, let
Oh,
Sean be his own man. You know what I'm saying? He said, you've been doing this to him since we've been kids. You know what I
oh
mean?
man.
Yeah, so he was the first one saying that. That brought that to our attention, man. So that's hilarious, man. Shout out to AB.
Shout
But
out to AB.
um, yeah, so that was that's been going on. But let's get to the fight itself, because when I first brought up the
100%.
fight of Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. Fighting, people was looking at me like I was crazy. You know, even on this show, we was here. Capital Kev will be here soon. Capital Kev kept saying, "No, let's talk about the fighters in the division." I was saying, like, yo, these fights might take place, man. I know how boxing works. I've been watching boxing for some time now, man. And you know, when people go for it, don't usually it's not what's right, it's who's liked. That's what I
Right.
always say when it comes to
Yeah.
boxing. It's not what's right, is who's liked. You know what I mean? So whoever is liked is going to get the more opportunities than the person who is right majority of the time. So I was looking at this fight as, now that we break it down, I'm going to break it down with you.
Hmm.
I think that Devin can run away with this victory. No pun intended. You know? But I but I feel like he can he can get a win on the scorecards. You know, how do you feel?
I'm with you on that. That's you're ironically echoing what I said last week. I said that if Devin's only chance, how you literally were saying, I see yours truly, Trey. He over there in stitches over you. Um, that's pretty much what I had said, that he would have to fight on the outside, and he would have to fight on the outside. He'd have to pick his shots, and he would have to run the 12 rounds out. He's going to have to get on that bike to stay away. Unfortunately, he's going to have to get on that bike to stay away from Brian Norman Jr. Because if Brian Norman Jr. get a hold of him, it's going to be some problems. If Ryan Garcia was bouncing him off the canvas like that, and Ryan Garcia, whether he meant to or not, he had some masking agents in his system. For all we know, he could have been on something or not. But Brian Norman Jr. is clean. And you see what he's doing. He's knocking
Mm,
brothers out the way they forget the last 6 weeks of their life.
yeah, that was scary.
Like when Sasaki woke up, he was like, "Where am I?" They said, "You just fought Brian Norman Jr." He said, "Do you remember anything?" He didn't remember from 6 weeks ago up until the time he was in the hospital.
Yeah,
So
I seen
if
that.
Brian Norman Jr. is putting his hands on you and scrambling your eggs like that against a contending 147 pounder, what you think he's going to do to Devin if he catches Devin the right way? Devin's going to have to he's going to have to be on the outside. He's going to have to pick his shots. One thing I love about Devin Haney, that man is good on the inside, and he
Mm,
knows when to clinch and to when his position change. He knows all those. He has such a veteran's game, and he's only in his mid-20s. Like, Devin Haney's amazing. So Devin Haney can definitely win the fight, but he can't let Brian Norman Jr. touch him, because if Brian Norman Jr. touches him, he's gonna be taking it back to 2007 and doing a stanky leg in there.
Okay, let's just play off a little bit of let's just say I was a Brian Norman Jr. hater, right? And I was gonna say, like, yo, man, that knockout wasn't
Hmm.
even really that impressive. It was just the fact that homie's head hit the back of the
Right.
canvas, and that did the most damage. And this guy wasn't no 147 contender. This is a guy that was at 140. And this is his first time coming up here. He went up to 140 and ran into a Brian Norman who's the bigger man here at 147. What we talking about here? What would you say to that?
What would I say to that?
Are we just gassing
We were
Brian
talking
Norman?
about Wilder. He's got that equalizer. It,
Is it because
no,
who he was facing?
it's like
Is it
Wilder. He's
because
got
he
the
was facing the
equalizer.
smaller guy? Is it because he's facing the smaller guy? Is because of the competition? Because we know we love Deontay Wilder, but if we peel apart that resume, we seen the cruiserweights and the crab drivers he was knocking out. Now, do we give
Not the
we
cab
definitely
driver.
we definitely got to give him love because he did knock him out, but we got to realize who they are. If we go look at
Right,
their
the
record to
levels.
see, yeah, the levels. So do we still give him the same credit as not getting, because like people would have this big discussion right now. What's going on? What's elite? What's an elite fighter? You know what I'm saying? Like, can he knock out he knocked out a contender coming up from 140? Is he an elite fighter? We know Devin is an elite fighter.
No,
Now,
he's definitely not elite. I was just gonna jump in right there, help to answer your question. No, Brian Norman doesn't have. He doesn't. It's not that he isn't, but he doesn't have the right to be distinguished as an elite fighter yet. He hasn't done what Devin has done. Devin 100% is your elite is an elite fighter. Oh, yours Trey truly said, to be fair to his opponent, he was ranked number 2 in the WBO. What
yeah,
do you have to say to that, Trill?
you know them rankings ain't nothing. You pay to play. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You pay to play when it comes to these rankings. I look at it like Devin. When we talk about elite, because I was just switching over to that. When we talk about elite, because a lot of people have been talking about elite fighters. I'm having a little technical difficulty right now with BLK Prime. Um, the one before that was a first round knockout, Marco Romero. That would think his name was, but he was fighting. Um, when I look at it like elite fighters, like when you talk about elite fighters, what do you consider elite fighters? You know what I'm saying? Like when you think about elite fighters, because people was this is a big thing going on Twitter now. People saying is this person elite? Is this person elite? You know what I'm saying? So I want to know, like,
Mhm.
what do you consider an elite fighter?
I would say Teofimo Lopez Jr. by unanimous decision. He is absolutely elite.
No, I mean, what's your,
Yeah.
as far as when you say elite fighters, right? Like, uh,
Oh, like what's my
what's your
definition of
criteria?
elite?
What's your criteria for being an elite fighter? Like for me, I'll just take me for an example. I'll go first. When I
Yeah.
think of an elite fighter, I'm gonna say somebody that's um, battle proven, multiple champion in multiple weight classes. Somebody who has unified the belt. You know, if anything, or has defended his belt a multiple amount of times. You know, what I'm saying, defenses. That's what I consider an elite fighter. You know, now, what would you consider a elite fighter? Shout out to Capital Kev, who was in the building.
CK.
Oh, you got a little echo over there. You got some echoing over
I'm
there.
trying to. I don't got
But yeah,
no earbuds. That's
okay. Well, shout out to
I'm gonna.
Capital Kev. Capital Kev is in the
Yeah.
building. Capital Kev is in the building. But yeah, now back to you, Anthony, man. What do you think as far as elite fighters go? What's your criteria?
I definitely am gonna piggyback off of your assessment, and one more that I'm going to put in there, and I think it's fair, uh, of being able to generate a fan base, being able to generate an audience. Pretty much how they say a triple threat, like in the entertainment business, like you can sing, dance, and act. Like I would say that elite fighters, especially as far as since we're in prize fighting, to separate it from the competition aspect, being able to also bring in an audience and generate a following in order to bring more fans to the sport, especially when we're with the people that we're talking about. That's definitely necessary. It's like we do understand whether I personally like it or not, because I care more about the warrior spirit aspect of fighting. But when you get into prize fighting, being able to generate an audience and building a fan base, and also building up a fight in order for people to be anticipating the fight, that's very important as well. So I do believe that, since we're speaking of the business of prize fighting, being able to generate an audience also plays a role. So I'm just going to add that into your definition, because your definition is spot on.
Capital Kev, you with us? Are you working out some technical difficulties right now?
Well, we're trying to work out this fight technicalities right now, man.
Now I'm with you.
Actually,
I'm with
yeah, it
you.
looks
It's
like
BOK Prime is having an issue. I'm having an issue right now as well. So it's not you. It's not you, Capital Kev. It's around
Steve,
the
is
world.
this pay per view?
Yes, it
This is
is.
pay per
Yes, it
view,
is.
right?
It is. So we're gonna all
Or no?
be getting compensated our money back for this one because BOK Prime can't handle the return of Wilder. I think it's just
That is
so many people
crazy.
have tuned in to watch Deontay Wilder. We right
So,
now got 102 people watching us right now live as we talk about boxing and talk about what's going on in the sport of boxing right
so
now.
what happened?
Since the app has crashed because all the excitement due to Deontay, the Bronx Bomber, returning. You know, Capital Kev, how do you feel about the return of Deontay Wilder?
I mean, personally, you should have stayed
I
away.
gotta ask you because me and Ant was already chopping up. We had
Per-
dinner together and everything. So I gotta
We
ask you,
sure
personally,
how
did. We over here breaking bread,
you feel?
drinking sparkling water,
How
lemonade.
you-
personally, he should have just stayed away. He had no business coming back. Honestly, you should have went back down to Alabama and just took some pictures at the MLK statue that they got down there in Montgomery and called it a day, man. It's a wrap for you. You had a dream. You
He
brought it
got his
to
own
fruition.
statue, Kev. He
Huh?
got his own statue. He can go and take
Yeah.
pictures. He got his own tat that
Yeah, he
that
could do that,
the
man.
state
I mean,
paid
this
for.
is man, like he's on his bum of the month tour right now, man. Like that's what he's doing. He on his bum of the month tour. They got this dude, from the inner city of Montgomery,
This is what
fighting
we were
him.
missing.
This is,
It was too pleasant.
they got this guy that he's a cashier at JJ's Fish and Chips. You know what I mean? To fight Wilder to make him look good. He on his bum of the month tour. I'm not falling for it, man. I'm not falling for it. We really watching this fight to see how bad he looked, not how good he looked. How bad he looked, not how good he looked. That's real, and there's no cap in that.
Yeah. So
We
you
got
think
the Puerto Rican Max Kellerman back with us.
yeah, you already know. This is definitely is a showcase for Deontay Wilder. I heard he had a 3-fight deal. And it's gonna be 2 fights like this, and then they're gonna try to target Anthony Joshua for a big fight. You know, the fight that never took place. You know, the fight that is 7 years too late.
That
That
was a travesty, Trill.
that's the fight. You know what I'm saying?
That was a travesty that they didn't fight. It was right there for undisputed, right there. That was that was an absolute travesty. That
Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever really be able to forgive them for that, man. That was it shouldn't have took Usyk to come, even though it built his legend. It shouldn't have took that Ukrainian monster from the cruiserweight division to come up and do right by the heavyweight division. When you had an American heavyweight champion, WBC, which is the highly most respected championship in boxing. You got the heavyweight WBC champion, and then you got the unified British beast, Anthony AJ Joshua, that Nigerian nightmare over there in Great Britain. Those two brothers were supposed to come together and unite Africa, and they didn't do it.
Yeah, they were supposed to make it happen, and they had Usyk. You know what it was? Usyk didn't care. All these guys, at the end of the day, I'm not mad at it because you got to get your bread, got to get your paper. I'm not going to pocket watch none of these guys, but what I'm trying to tell you, at the end of the day,
I'm a
that's
pocket
what
watch.
that's not what Usyk was trying to do. Usyk didn't care about the money; he cared about the legacy, and he said,
Capital
"I
Kev.
can beat."
I'm
all
pocket
these
watching because I'm
He
the
said,
money guy.
he said,
I'm
yeah, he said,
definitely
I
pocket
can get
watching.
it.
I want to
He
know what
said,
you
I can
make.
get it later. He said, I can get it later. This is what
No,
Usyk was saying. He said, I'm going to beat y'all and I'm going to get to the bag later. You know what I'm saying? I'm in it for legacy or something totally different.
That's how it should
I
be.
want to
He
know
did
how
it
much.
right,
I
in my
want to know how
opinion.
much money you
He did it
making.
right.
No, he was like, I'm not gonna sit here and let y'all sit here and price me out. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Give me, I'll take whatever you're giving, and I'm gonna beat you. And then when the negotiations come around again, I'm gonna be the dog. You know what I'm saying? That's how we gonna rock it. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna get more bread. And he went for legacy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not mad at Usyk. Usyk to me is right now the guy. I don't see nobody being Alexander Usyk right now except for Usyk.
Nope. Yeah.
I'm definitely pocket watching. Matter of fact, I'm doing strip searches. I want to know everything.
Hey, hey, pause.
Take everything. I want to know everything. What's in them pockets? What you got in them? What? Take the shirt off. I want to know every detail. Take it all off. Pause.
Yeah.
Pause. Yeah, you don't want to be in them pockets, but I want to be in them pockets. I want to know what you making. Just tell me. Don't leave me hanging. Shoot me a 10% cut for the entertainment. These bodies getting strip searches by me. I'm being real, man.
Kev said, "Hey, listen, I want
Don't leave your pockets around me. True player for real. That's my boy Trill for real.
Don't ask me because I'm not co-signing him strip searching y'all.
Ask Trill.
He's talking about taking him out to Hammond, Indiana, to the industrial strip.
I'm taking out there. Strip, hey, take him on. I'm taking him on a stroll.
Hanging them upside down. I'm taking all the
whole
bread.
thing.
All right, I hear that. So yeah, we got the return of Wilder. If BLK Prime can get it right, I can't believe that their app is crashing right now. But we're not.
Is that why we can't see it?
Yeah,
they had problems with the Terrence Crawford fight too.
Man, we gotta holler at
that.
That
was 3 years ago, man.
I'm hearing people complaining.
Adrian Broner was supposed to fight on BLK Prime, and that messed up. I don't know. I thought BLK Prime was gone. They need to be charged only a dime. It need to be BLK dime.
This fight should have been $10. What? How much was this? 24. That was a ripoff. This should have been $10.
Nah, this was only
not even $10, man.
$6. This was only $6.
It was only $6.
Yeah, it was only $6. Fight was only $6. Somebody said it was $8. Somebody said $8. Everybody got different prices.
Could have went on half on that. 3 him, 3 me.
You know what I'm saying?
About the fight. Me and Anthony could have went halfies on it.
Free on YouTube. Look. Yeah,
free on YouTube. You ain't lying, Trey.
Yeah, Trey said it right there. Should have been free on you. I'm not mad. They said that, yeah. Wilder says, sure, you're going to try to get some bread. You need to get some bread. You got it.
This is crumbs, dog.
Yeah, this
ain't even a Lewis half loaf. This is a Lewis crumb loaf.
He's trying to get whatever he can get. Hopefully the venue sell. Where was the venue taking place at? Hopefully it was
unknown.
I know it should have been taking place in his hometown. A homecoming. The return.
No, it's in Wichita, Kansas.
Some warehouse. It's crazy. And they got us with the app's broken. We gotta try to make it happen.
Wichita, Kansas.
Turn it on.
Wichita to Wichita. No, y'all can't watch this fight.
Yeah, well, we know tomorrow's fight. Well, I hope you guys can tune in and come through and show some love. Tomorrow we have the Jake Paul versus the son of a legend, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. We got that fight coming on tomorrow. That'll be live. We'll be locked in at 8:00. So if you guys can come through, I'd love to see you. I got a lot of people stopping by as well. Even my son, he's gonna pop in. He's gonna say what's up. You know, he's a young guy. You know, he's been following Jake Paul since he was a youngin'. So, I got everybody coming through. I got some family, some friends, some surprises. It's going to be a dope event tomorrow. So if y'all around, please come through. And if y'all around, all 132 of y'all, you know what I'm saying, that are watching right now, if y'all around, please come in tomorrow because we're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about everything. It's going to be live. It's going to be a block party. That's what
Black Prime is whacked. This is worse than Triller TV, man. This is terrible. Everybody is everyone is complaining about this on their Instagram page, and when I say everybody, I mean 5 people.
Now I went on Twitter and there's a lot of people
that bought the pay-per-view.
Yeah, they saying they can't get it. This is crazy.
What is Zab doing over there? Zab is like the CEO. He's terrible.
Man, Zab already. He got an escape plan set and ready to go.
Oh yeah, Zab had the suit on. He had the tux on earlier. He had the small tux on. Shout out to Zab.
Oh Oh snap! You going GoldenEye 007 on us?
He said, as I'm disgusted
That
that the
Bond
Speed
Judah.
record Jake Paul called himself a cruiserweight contender, and yet he hasn't fought a real cruiser. I mean, hey, listen, we were just talking about it, Alexander the Great, my brother. We were just talking about it. It's not what's right, it's who's liked. And Jake Paul, he puts the casuals behinds in the seats.
As we were
And he's
talking about
been,
earlier.
yeah, he's been able to, get the public intrigued, and so he's, they don't people don't care. They care about the money at the end of the day. So if if Jake the Snake can bring on the bank,
Take the
they
snake.
with it. They
I
with it.
like it.
You know what I'm saying? They with it. They gonna take that. Yo, but you know what? That's another thing too. Is also that's a double thing because even if you're not like that
They're gonna
works in
pay
your
to see
advantage.
you get whooped.
They gonna pay to see you get beat up. You remember the Louisiana Lip? People used to pay to watch him get beat up, and it never happened. But they would pay to want to see him. Somebody shut him up. You know what I'm saying? That's Muhammad
Mouth of
Ali.
the South.
If people don't know, that's Muhammad Ali. If y'all didn't know.
Oh yeah, the Louisville Lip. Mouth
You
of
know
the
what I mean?
South.
Yeah. So, and like Floyd Mayweather, people used to pay to watch him lose. You know what I'm saying? Wanted to see him lose, the villain role. So Jake got that going for him, the villain role. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
there's people that want to see him lose. But actually, I don't want to say, like, there's people outside of boxing, Alexander, man, that really like Jake. There's kids that really love Jake.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, us boxing heads, probably look at him like, as a kid, that's this, that, and the third, but there's kids his age or even younger that swear by him. They didn't care about anything else. You know what I'm saying? They go by Jake and they ride with Jake 100%. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
This is because casuals at what, and this is it's a strange thing, but casuals are what brings record breaking numbers. Do y'all
Absolutely.
agree? If it's not for the casuals, we do not get record breaking numbers. When
He's
my
just
man
following
Floyd.
the Floyd. He's following the Floyd. Yeah, you doing the Floyd. That's funny. Right when I was thinking of it,
Record breaking numbers. That's what you gotta do.
he's
You know what I
following
mean?
the Floyd blueprint.
Yeah. So we got Jake and we got the son of a legend, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. We talked a little bit about Chavez Sr. Before and what, does he feel some type of embarrassment having a son like Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.? It does Jr. have a last hurrah in him? Does he have one of those last fights in him? He was once a champion. Does he have something left in him to give that he can probably shock the world and shock Jake? Does he got that?
His dad got the move. His dad got the moving truck waiting outside the house. He's about to do a wait in a exhale. Get your stuff. Get your stuff and get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chavez Jr. ain't looking too good, man.
He got to come in and he got to show out, man. He got to show and improve. They said Ebony Bridges just signed to MVP Sports. That's for real. That's what happened, Trey.
Yeah, he made a comment. Or Trey made a comment earlier. He is really putting off women's boxing, though. I really respect him for that.
He signed everybody.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ebony Bridges, man. I hope.
And Ebony Bridges got a son with Kell Brook, man.
I was just about to say, I hope he don't that her advance money away. You know what I'm saying? My man Cal a wild boy. Cal a wild boy. I hope we don't.
I just caught what you did. I just caught.
I hope we don't.
Oh.
I hope we don't. I hope we don't. Blow that.
Hey, Trill,
money
can you do that
away.
one more time for Capital Kev? You missed it. Can you do that one more time for Cap?
Yeah.
I can't do it like you did.
Yeah. I hope he don't her events away.
We were talking about Ebony Bridges, how she just got signed to MVP, and her and Kell Brook got a kid together. You know Ebony Bridges, right? Yeah, they got a kid together. So Trill was like, hopefully he don't her advance money away because Kell Brook into that.
Is he really? He's into that.
Hey,
Oh, yeah, we saw that.
He
We saw
into
that
that
a while back.
creatine.
Yeah.
He into that he in that
Y'all be
creatine,
hating.
Nosta
That man
creatine.
did it. That man did it one time. That man did it one time, and y'all hating.
one time
My
coming
man was
from the
trying it
prolific
out.
pocket
That's the
watcher.
one time we heard about.
My man said, "Look, I'm already here. Let me just try it real quick. I'm gonna be done." He did it one time.
It said one time that was a pro. That was a
We
pro.
never saw any more pictures or videos after that.
You know what I'm saying?
That
You
was
know why? Because he got rid of his homie that he should have got rid of for leaking that video. Whoever he was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that dude was plotting on his downfall the whole time.
The whole time.
That didn't do nothing against him. He was already out the fight game by then anyway. So
that was after the Terrence Crawford fight, right?
Yeah,
way
he fell
after.
into depression.
He fell into depression after that.
Yeah.
After the Triple G fight and after the Terrence Crawford fight, because Terrence Crawford took his belt back in the pandemic, and I remember he had put Kell Brook and said, yeah, because Terrence Crawford and Kell Brook
didn't have a belt.
They did fight for a belt.
Yeah, Crawford's WBO belt.
Okay. Yeah.
Kell Brook didn't have anything. He didn't bring
have
anything.
Terrence Crawford.
Yeah, he didn't have anything. He didn't bring anything to the table.
Except booger sugar.
Hey, that Nosta creatine right there.
That's what he brought to the table. You know what I'm saying? He can't say he didn't bring nothing to the table. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Creatine.
Yes, he did.
Let that man live, man. He was just trying it one time.
He got the perfect nose for it, but that ain't the point.
Nah, he was.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
That ain't the point.
I said that ain't the point. You know what I'm saying?
Let that man live, man. Let that man live.
Oh, he living all right.
Yeah.
He didn't fall into Ebony Bridges' lap now. That was all by design.
Nah.
I ain't mad at that, brother. Yes, Lord.
Nah, shout out to them. Shout out to them, and congratulations to Ebony Bridges being signed to MVP. He's signing up everybody. He even signed up Holly Holmes, who's going to be fighting on the undercard, the first fight. And I mentioned Holly Holmes. Yo, Kev, man, you got to go check out Holly Holmes. I stole her.
I know who that is.
Her ab routine. I stole her ab routine when you hang up and then you do the one leg and then you do the other leg and then you do both legs. And I stole that ab routine from her. Shout out.
First off, no man should have both legs in the air.
Yo. Yeah, what's wrong with you today?
Yeah. Oh, no. You think BT got set up?
Yeah.
Hey, show us that again. Show us that again.
I got a UBI, Kev. Kev's been trying to strip people. Now you worried about my legs.
Yo, so listen, I put both legs in the air. Pause. Bro,
you got hold up on the ball.
Nah,
you know
never should have both legs in the air.
I actually put it on Twitter.
The commissioner? Oh no, I'm good, homie. Whatever exercise y'all doing over there, I'm cool, man. I'll take the Kell Brook before I do what y'all doing.
Oh no.
I'm good. I'm good.
You get your bread basket feeling good. You be all right. You be okay.
Yo, you gotta watch what you're saying, bro. My man said, I put both legs in the air like
I gotta watch it with you.
Yeah, with
when you're around. I definitely gotta watch it with you around, man.
You said it so confidently. Yeah, I put one leg in the air and then I put the other one in the air.
You gotta put one knee up, one for each side. You gotta work the side. Then you gotta bring bro's knees up, and you good to go, man. You work your bread basket, you get your size and everything. That's why you see my abs look the way they look, Cat.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna stop my OnlyFans.
I don't know what they look. Nah, I'm good. I don't know what that looks like, so I'm good. I don't know what that looks like.
I plead the fifth on that one.
I'm okay, man.
I ain't saying nothing.
I'm okay. I'm gonna pass on
Kev
that.
strips in pocket watches, But
I pocket watch. I'm not ab watching.
I'm not ab watching.
I'm not ab watching.
We have some more controversy. We had your man, Tevin Farmer,
Oh God,
0.4.
what happened?
0.4 over on weight. He came in overweight.
Who
But he
what
ended up
fight?
making it.
It's fighting
He's
Kid
fighting
Austin
for Scofield
Oh, when is that fight?
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Oh, on the undercard?
You know it.
Yeah, it's on the Jake Paul undercard.
It's
Of
on the
what?
undercard. I
Jake
sent it
Paul.
Oh,
to
I
the
don't
group,
see it
Kev.
on
You
there.
don't keep paying attention, Kev. I sent you the itinerary.
No. Oh,
Fighting.
it's because they're not promoting it. It's they got Zerdo and Dorticos on there. That's what it is.
Soto
That's the
Ramirez, that's
co-main.
Wow,
a
they
bad. You
got
know what?
Farmer.
That's the co-main.
They got. Damn, you right. Dang, man. If Farmer loses this, he's literally on a three fight lose streak, man. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you think he can lose to Kid Austin? What are you thinking?
Yeah,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah,
I
Floyd
think it is a setup for him to lose.
Floyd Scofield III can fight, boy. Many people don't know he's a third, but I'm putting on for the thirds. Floyd Scofield III can fight, boy.
Yeah,
He
I don't think
he
Tevin
can really
that.
fight.
Floyd
What do you
Schofield
think?
is a switch.
This is
He
his
would have
thing.
gave Shakur Stevenson some problems, boy. I don't
You
care what
think so?
nobody talking about. He would
I
have gave
think.
Shakur Stevenson some problems.
I
Shakur
think.
Stevenson would have won, but Floyd Schofield's got that herky jerky athleticism. It's
I think
hard to figure out.
He's great. He's athletic. He has some strength, but I think that he is green. I think he's green.
Oh, he's
and
extremely green.
And he needs to get with somebody else. I think he needs to leave his no. Matter of fact, let me take that back.
Here we go with the dads again.
Let me take that back. I don't think that he should leave his father, but I think that he should move his father to a different position and get a different coach. I think that he would do better with the likes of a Derrick James, like I was saying last week. I think he would do great with a Derrick James or somebody like that. But I think his father needs to fall back and let this kid shine and be his own man a little bit, because I think he's doing more harm than good. And I feel that
I forgot about Floyd Schofield's dad, man.
Yeah,
his dad's out there too, like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, that's a little crazy with them, but that's going to be a good fight. This is going to answer a lot of questions for me for Floyd Scofield. Can he handle this? Because people listen, Tevin Farmer is a dog, and he was one of the guys who he was DAZN at one point. He was DAZN. He was the only American fighter at one time. You know what I'm saying? He was the guy that was fighting like all the time. I was seeing he was like the only guy fighting like 3 months. It got to the point where I thought when he lost, I thought it was because he was being too active. He was being too active. And he is a two-time world champion, different weight classes and stuff like that. So shout out to Tevin. He's not no slouch. The boy can box. But is his age catching up to him? And is the young guy going to be better? Or will he still be able to use his experience to outdog and outwill and outskill the young man? That's the questions that I got.
I think I don't think.
Yeah, this is
the fight is still
honestly
on.
a toss fight.
Mm-hmm. What's gonna be? It's gonna be youth, or is it gonna be age and experience? You know what I'm saying? Which one is gonna
definitely?
You seen the
Tevin Farmer is not winning that fight. I would like for him to win, but he's not winning that fight.
He tried to punk him at the weight.
He did try to punk him.
Yeah, pushed him his head all the way, pushing him back and all type of stuff. Try to punk him and be all crazy. So we got to see.
He's trying to set the groundwork right now because he knows he's starting to being treated like a gatekeeper, and he's still fighting. He's still fighting to stay a name. So I understand.
Yep. With Joey V, we're talking about Floyd Scofield and Tevin Farmer fight. That's what we're talking about, and seeing who's going to win this fight. To me, it's a 50-50 toss-up fight. Is it going to be age and determination, or is it going to be wisdom and in age, or youth and determination? That's what we're trying to figure it out. And then we got Zurdo.
Got some of that Kell Brook right here.
He looks terrible, Zurdo.
Got some of that Kell Brook right here. That nose candy. Got that creatine right here. That nose.
Dude, Zurdo Ramirez looks terrible. He has no shape. Actually, they both look terrible, honestly. Man,
why are you looking at their shape? Then we just got through talking about this. You would say you wasn't looking at
now, Kev. Yeah, we're
Bro,
gonna have to get you
because
now
that's
because
an
you
indicator.
done
What
killed
that
Trill.
body
Now
look
you talk
like?
about
Nah, what
Why
that
you,
body look like is an
what you
indicator
talking about?
of
What
how
that
what
body
kind of
look
work you
like?
put in.
hey,
What
no
you talking
dog.
about?
That body look
Hey,
like
that's hey man, that was a little
that
that was a little
body.
questionable, Capital Kev.
Come on,
We got a little
Kevin.
bit of a
Hey,
capital
that body
question
was
going on over here.
questionable. That looked like a whole keg of tequila. Like that.
Capital question over there.
You just said
These
you wasn't
guys
looking
are
at
both,
the man's abs. You
bro.
trying to say you
Both of
wasn't
these
looking
dudes is shaped like a VCR with a cassette sticking out.
That
Like
may
these
be
guys are
true.
terrible. True. Look at Dorticos and Zerdo. That boy look like a VCR with a tape sticking out of it. Like
Oh no, not a TiVo
they look
box.
terrible.
Not a TiVo
Bro,
box, man.
this is terrible, bro. This better be $6.99 too.
Yeah, this is crazy. Now, this is crazy how they doing this right
Did we get
now.
the fight back? Did
Now
we get
this
the
fight
fight back?
still
What?
it's not even coming on right now. I don't know. They can't handle BLK Prime can't handle. You know what I'm saying? The amount of fans that Deontay Wilder has. You know what I'm saying?
BLK Prime need to stop streaming boxing, man.
Listen, there's probably
They
a
need to-
million people. There's a million people trying to watch this fight, and $7 at a million. That's $7 million. That's $7 million.
Ain't no $1 million. Ain't nobody a million people watching
That's
this
why
I
we
mean, I
can't
fight,
just
get.
dude.
That's why we can't get on the app. That's why we can't
Man,
get on the
please. They only set it up for like 10 people to get on. That's what it was. That was the limit. 10 people can watch it at once. It's like dial-up. As soon as the 11th
It's a
person get on,
million.
it breaks
It's
down
a
for
million,
everybody.
Kev. It's a million.
There's
It's
no
the
damn
bronze
million.
bomber. It's a million people because they want to see that
Ain't no
AJ.
if it's a
million.
million people, it's probably 50 cents each. 50 cent
Ain't no
residuals. They
million, dude.
got
Nobody.
$500,000.
This is crazy. The fact that we can't even watch this fight is just disgusting.
Because so many people are trying to download the fight. You're trying to take away Deontay Wilder's media appeal and his public appeal that he got fans out here. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he got
He
fans.
did. I mean, he
He's
took
got
away his
fans.
media appeal doing that stupid spin versus Jay Lee Zhang. That's how we were talking about what's his name? Baby Oil Malik, rubbing baby oil on him, making him doing all these crazy spin moves and stuff. I don't know if you ever seen any of his training footage, but they do some weird, crazy stuff.
I thought you was going to talk about the fact that Wilder was twerking. That's what.
He was twerking for Jay Lee Zhang. He was twerking for him.
That's what hurt him the most. That video of him twerking the TLC. That's what hurt him the most. The spin around was just too much.
I'm talking about that gender fluidity, man. Ain't no man should be twerking. That ain't even a joke to me.
Yeah,
there's too much gender fluidity nowadays, man. You gonna have the heavyweight champion of the world twerking. Now you leave that to the African brothers, and they at least don't even look like.
What's wrong with no scrubs? What's wrong with no scrubs?
Wilder was scrubbing the ground. That's the problem. No scrubbing the ground.
Yeah, I don't know about all that scrubbing stuff.
I don't want no champs scrubbing the ground.
Nah, definitely not.
He was scrubbing the ground when Big Bang Zang knocked him out.
That's what I just got done saying.
Big Bang Zang.
And his turn.
When Big Bang put him down.
I ain't gonna say it. Never mind.
We gotta see what's the next. What's gonna be the next thing? Since so we got that fight. We got the Zordo fight. We got Chavez and last predictions. Let me get y'all last predictions before we get up out of here. Trying to get this fight going though. Chavez and Jake Paul. Who you got? How you got it? And why? I'm gonna start with you. And how you feeling? Who you got in that fight? And how you?
I feel bad for Senior, man. I feel bad for Senior, man. I do, because Junior ain't looking too good, man. I hope he's playing some mental warfare where he making Jake think that he just gonna come in there and walk him out of there, get him out of there real quick, because Chavez just looked like he's there for a payday to keep his name out there. I just think that Jake picks his fighters too well to where he researches them, and he has people, because his manager Nikisa, he's in He was the former. I think he was like the former president of finance or something like that for the UFC. So he's very connected. So he knows what's going on with these guys. So I think when he's picking guys, it's very strategic to where he knows that they'll make him an offer to where they can't refuse. Chavez don't look like he's ready, man. He just don't look. He just don't. He looks like a husk of his former self. Like Chavez Jr. peaked really early. Yes, he learned on the job. There's a lot of people know. A lot of people don't know how Mexican fighters usually fight. That they don't have like extensive amateur backgrounds. They usually start in the grassroots, and they get and then they just take the fights. Like fighting grown men, be like Canelo, fighting grown men at 15, fighting 37, 40-year-olds at 15. So he took a hard road, and he definitely earned his chance to be a champion when he got there. But ever since he got that title, he just fell off a cliff. And I think that his last real inspired performance that he had was when he fought Canelo, and he lost that fight. I think that was like his last. I honestly think that was his last hurrah as far as channeling that Chavez blood. I personally believe that Jake is going to get him out of there between 6 and 8 rounds, and it's going to be a knockout.
What you got, Capital Cav?
That's definitely a Jake Paul win. I mean, Chavez hasn't been in the game for a minute, man. I mean, he's I don't know, man. I don't really think he's so inactive. I just can't see him winning the fight. Yeah, he's got more experience, but this would have been a better fight if it was Gabe Rosado versus Chavez.
I'm telling you,
that's a better fight.
You mean Gabe Rosado versus Jake?
No, Gabe Rosado versus Chavez.
Oh, really?
Because they're both old, yeah. And they're both warriors. Well, one of them is a warrior, but they're so old that it's like almost like a 50-50 fight. Like, who would win that fight? And it's a Puerto Rico versus Mexico fight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cap Kev said, "Don't ever correct me again, young fella. I'm gonna come over there and put belt to behind."
Yeah, and what you were saying earlier, I just wanted to let y'all finish cooking. Yeah, people don't realize Jake does take this thing serious, and he doesn't play. He was actually alluding to what you said earlier, Anthony, about knowing what these guys got going on in their personal lives as well. Because he was telling Chavez, I know the guys who you were sparring with. You're sparring with these fat, out of shape guys that you're not even going to be prepared for the fight. He was telling them this during the face-off. He said,
"That's crazy. I didn't even know that."
Yeah, and that's what he was telling them. He's letting them know. You know what I'm saying? So Jake definitely knows what he's doing. He's not playing. Yeah, I think that Junior.
Hold on, Trill Bill. Look at that comment. See if you can.
Yeah. Junior was in rehab last year. He's cooked. Yeah, that's what I said. Junior has seen better days. I've always had a soft spot in my heart for Chavez Jr. because I always know that it was hard coming up. Got to be hard being the son of a legend, not just any legend. You're talking about the face of Mexico's boxing. He was actually, if it's not Savage or Sanchez, you're gonna mention Chavez. You know what I'm saying? That's when you just mentioned, and you mentioned not only in Mexican boxing, just boxing period. You know what I'm saying? People got a lot of respect for Chavez. This man was carried out of the arenas. I always mention that, by the Aztec arena, by his people, carried out of the arena by their people. You know what I'm saying? That's just different type of fandom. So shout out to my man Chavez Sr. It got to be hard for a kid coming up at boxing. You got to follow after those footsteps. So I know it's hard for him, and got to live. And like you were saying, I remember watching Chavez Jr. on pay-per-view when he was like 16 and he came up on. We was watching him on pay-per-view for all of his fights because there was no amateur. He was learning on the job, like you were saying earlier. So I agree with that 100%. The thing is, I feel like once he got his title, I think he felt like he did that for his dad and he was done. I think everything else, that party and the outside, then he was starting to get the love. He really started becoming Mexico's son, golden boy. Everybody was loving him, and he was undefeated at the time. you know, and he revenged his father's loss. If y'all don't remember, you know what I'm saying? There was a lot of
Who?
things that happened at one point. You know what I'm saying? The guy that beat his dad, he was able to go in there and beat the guy that beat his dad. People forget about those
Who?
things. Chavez Jr.
Yeah, who did he lose to? That his son
His
avenged.
dad lost. His dad lost to some guy. I forgot who it was. And Chavez went in there and revenged the loss of his dad. Was able to beat him because I guess his dad was fighting for later on for some bread or something. So it's
Um,
like, yeah. So you know, I think that you know, to Chavez Jr., once he started getting the fame and getting the money, he started taking shortcuts. And remember, even the fight with Martinez when he lost that fight, I think everything went down after that. You know, that was his last hurrah for me, was the Sergio Martinez fight. You know, everybody counted him out, but he almost came and won. He almost was able to knock out Sergio Martinez in the later rounds. But he went all those rounds and ended up testing positive for marijuana and ended up getting suspended for marijuana
Shoot.
and $1 million fine, you know? So it was a lot that happened, and then he got depressed, and a lot of things happened after that. And then, you know, the other stuff that he got involved in. And, you know, like Alexander the Great said, you know, he ended up going to rehab. So we don't know how much of this is like he needs money or this is something that he really feels he can do. But we will see tomorrow night. But I definitely am leaning towards Jake Paul to pull away with the victory. And we still are not getting no success from BOK Prime right now.
well, they got it. Trill, I'm gonna have to send you this link really quick because they got it on YouTube. Actually, let me
You
send it to
know,
All
you.
right, send it to me.
if I could add a little,
Yeah.
just a little, like a different point of view on this is like I am one of the most empathetic people that there is around, and I am greatly sympathetic. But the one thing that I will say, if you have a dad, or nowadays now that women are starting to really be involved in boxing, it might be you have a mom. 'Cause if you had a parent who fought and they were successful in any way, you have to know going in that the comparison is going to be there no matter for good, bad, or indifferent. So a lot of these parents don't want their kids to do it. So if you're going to do it, you kind of have to let go of the right to be bothered by the comparison because, first off, you're a descendant. Your ancestor went before you and they blazed this trail for you. You can't have it both ways to where you benefit from the family name but then get upset where you're not seen for yourself. If you're going to be bothered by the fact that you're not seen for yourself as an individual, then you just need to suck it up and do something different. That's just the reality of the situation. It's not, it's kind of hard to feel bad knowing that you got a first hand or secondhand experience from seeing your parent go through it and do what they did to where you can see it for what it is. So if you're going to pick up after them and do the same thing, you can't feel sorry for yourself that people hold on to your predecessor, especially if your predecessor was better. It's one thing if it's one thing if they laid the foundation for you and then you being the younger one coming in, you're better. A lot of the reason why Chavez Jr. didn't get the respect that he should have, that he would have eventually got if he would have took the longer road, he benefited off of nepotism. There's no way that he should have been fighting on pay-per-view as early as he was. But you weren't mad at cashing those pay-per-view checks. So why are you going to be sad that people don't respect you for your work when you benefited off of your father's blood? You're only there because of your dad. So if it was about being a tribute to his father, then that's all it should have ever been about. It's like, okay, I'm fighting to carry on the legacy. You can't carry on somebody else's legacy, but then want to be seen for your own. You can't build. You can't. There's no such thing as as a fork legacy, like a two-lane legacy. It's like if you're building off of somebody else, then you have to humble yourself enough to understand that you're just an extension of the original. If you're not going to be able to take that, then that's not for him because he's already past it. But you know, any other fighters who come across this or anything like that, if you're coming off of somebody else who laid the foundation for you, you got to humble yourself and understand that you're always going to be compared, and you got to either suck it up or do something else. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like you weren't mad when you were living in the mansions, then cashing all those Chavez checks.
Mhm.
So what you talking about? You said that you know, oh, I want people to see me for me. Okay, well then put the boxing gloves down and go open up a construction company or something.
Well, it's not. I don't think he was saying more of seeing for him. It says just living up to the expectations. Like he's not his father. He's not the great man that his father was. He's him. That's what I think that he was looking at as far as his dad. It's like he's his own person. And I get everything that you're saying, and it's easier said than done. You know,
It is 100% easier said than done.
you know.
100%.
But I totally agree with what you're saying. But I feel like with his situation is, if you look at any father, right, that is the great. If you look at their sons usually can't compare. Is it? Do you think that it's because it's a different? Only time I ever seen the son be better than the father is kind of like Floyd Mayweather,
Yeah.
and that's maybe, you know what I'm saying, because Senior was shot. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
didn't
we
get
don't really even really know how good Floyd Sr. was.
could have
Yeah.
ended up being, yeah.
Yeah.
Um so basically we always see that, like, the father is always, that one. Even with the Eubanks, we was just talking about that.
Yep.
Look at even the Sugar Shane. You know what I'm saying? Look at Little Shane. You know what I mean? And Little Shane, my man, Little
Yeah,
Shane,
he's good, but he ain't his dad. No.
he ain't his dad. He
No,
ain't his dad.
if they laced him up, Shane Sr. in his prime for
Oh yeah,
like, I mean,
yeah, yeah. Listen, yeah, it was
yeah,
horrible.
yeah.
It was horrible. First round.
God bless, God bless him. God,
You know what I mean? But I like Shane for Shane staying
you know,
dedicated to the
he's good.
sport
He's
and
really good.
and started to learn on the job. And he
Yeah.
was learning on the job. You know what I mean? He's another one of those guys. So shout out to Little Shane. But yeah, I feel like, do you think, what is it? Do you think that sometimes is because the fathers had to get it from the mud? It's a
I
different
was
type.
about to say
Get it
it's
from the mud.
usually their
Get
what
it
do you want
from
to
the
call it, their
mud.
atmosphere.
Nature over nurture.
Yeah, nature
Get it
over
from the
nurture, right?
mud.
Yeah, usually when you have it harder, you develop that killer instinct. I mean, I remember how we were talking about the Eubanks. Remember Chris Eubanks Sr. How he started becoming a boxer. He was originally a custodian. I just watched it on his YouTube channel not too long ago. He was a custodian at the gym that he started training at. He was hard out for money, needed a job. He went to go clean the gym, and he ended up becoming a boxer, being in the environment. And then he wasn't getting the sparring that he needed in England. So then he came over to New York, left his family, and came over to New York to get the training that he needed. So then when he was ready to go pro, he went back to England and brought some of that New York swag with him back to England.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how he ended up blowing up the way he did, because he kept what made him a Brit. And I know we have, our British brothers in the chat. I know that they could sure validate what I'm saying and correct me where I'm messing up. From what I remember, he learned how to fight here, got to start in England, learned how to fight here, and then he took it back. So he
Mm-hmm.
was a mix of
In the
the
Bronx,
American style.
Brooklyn and
Yeah,
the Bronx. Yeah.
absolutely. So he brought the American flavor back to England, and that's how he became simply the best. Chris Eubank Jr., he has it in his DNA, but I don't think that the conditions were the same for it to come out the way that it did for his dad. So the conditions make the fighter. It's kind of hard for
Mm-hmm.
an inherited fighter. I believe it's harder for an inherited fighter than it is for an originator.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the
Usually,
boxing, It's usually it's nature over nurture. Um, and then it was another thing that when you said something made me think about it. It'll come back to me. It was about the Eubanks and stuff like this. I'm really shocked that BOK Prime has not got this uh thing working. We got almost 200 people watching us live right now.
Be
As I
okay,
said,
crime.
yeah, we trying to chop it up with you. BOK Prime has failed us, but we watching this heavyweight fight. I think this is a heavyweight fight. These guys is getting it on this app right here. They got to do something. They got to do something to get this right because this is horrible. This is definitely horrible.
Yeah, man.
Wilder's gonna get murdered for this.
Yeah, it's gonna blame. They're gonna blame it on Wilder.
You went from
What a
PBC to this.
comeback! What a comeback!
You
This is who
came
came
back
back.
and nobody seen it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Nah,
That's true. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for coming back. We weren't able to see it.
yeah, we did a whole watch along, and only people that got to see it was the people that came to the fight.
This is copyright infringement. You know how John Cena says you can't see me. Deontay Wilder stole that tonight. You can't see me.
Yeah, nah, this was definitely this is definitely horrible. Boxing has been in that. We've been getting the fights that we want to see. Everybody's still talking the getting all amped about the return of Gervonta Tank Davis. People are getting but before all that takes place, hopefully I will be in the building. I will be in the building and I will be live in effect in New York City where I go and I hang out with Kev's man. That's where I'm gonna
What?
be. I'm gonna be in New York with Kev's man in July with Belenga when he goes
Oh,
against.
nice.
I can't. Yeah, man.
You know what I'm
Berlanga's
saying?
too much, man.
Yeah, Belenga. That's
What? What's wrong with
capital
that?
Kev. That's
It's too
capital
much,
Kev right
man.
there. That's
Too
Kev. That's
much
when
what?
I first met Capital Kev. Capital Kev had everybody going crazy. Had everybody going crazy. Everybody was losing their mind because Capital Kev was the only one in the world who thought that Belenga was gonna upset Canelo Alvarez.
I
he
remember that.
He
I
was
remember that. You
he
used to
was
make me so
close.
mad.
He was close.
was
He
when
was
he was
almost
going. He
there.
was close.
He was
he was
close to doing it.
close.
They,
You
they had
know,
him on a leash, and what I mean. They didn't let him get off the leash. But had
he
they,
was
he probably
close.
would have had him.
Oh man, it was like he didn't take his meds. They gave him his Ritalin
Nah,
before he went
they
in there.
remember they had him like Algeria. Yeah, we gonna let him off the leash here in a minute. They
They,
never did.
they never let him off. So yeah,
No,
man,
they
you're
never
gonna
let him.
have your TS chain live on and live in
Oh,
effect.
definitely.
You watching the
I
fight.
need to get me a TS hat. Matter of fact, I need to go find me a TS
They
hat.
got some TS forces too. Fat Joe dropped
Nah, I ain't doing all
TS
that.
forces.
I don't even wear forces.
You gonna get
I
some
wear IBH shoes, man. I ain't wearing no forces.
you're gonna get some dunks. You know what I'm saying? Get some dunks where you step out, you can lean back.
I'm gonna find me a
You
Terror
can lean
Squad
back.
hat.
That's what
I'm gonna,
Shiraz
I'm gonna, I'm
is
gonna
gonna
tell
try
Fat
to
Joe to
do
get
to
me a
Belinga.
TS hat or a shirt. Let me get me
That's
a
what he's gonna
shirt or
try
a
to do.
hat.
He's gonna try to make Belinga lean back. Lean
Uh,
back.
I'm gonna
You
get
know
me
what
a
I'm
shirt or a
saying?
hat.
Because that's what Canelo did. Canelo definitely made him lean back and put him on them pockets. You know what I'm saying? So
No.
Shiraz and Belenga, they got it. They getting it on, and Shakur Stevenson and Zepeda's getting it on. And we heard that Turkey Al Sheikh said Belenga and Zepeda better not win because he got some plans for Shakur and Shiraz. How do
That
y'all
was
feel about
not.
that?
I don't like that he said that, man. They could have kept that to himself.
We ain't worried about that.
They
We
should have
not
kept
worried
that to
about
himself.
that.
It's a,
Why
well, you can
y'all worried about
do you,
that?
do you say he shouldn't have said that because you think that he's a promoter?
It's gonna give the
What a-
impression. It's gonna give the impression that he has favorites, and you know how they are. How they already got conspiracies about how certain fights are already decided and things of that nature. It's like you know, Turkey was supposed to have been a financier, as far as I remember. When did
Mhm.
he all of a sudden become a promoter? it's kind of like he's changing on the fly. I think Turkey's getting a little too, you know, big for his britches a little bit. I know he's got money and he's
Mm-hmm.
bringing a lot of energy to boxing, but I think that he's making boxing more about him instead of it being about boxing, because that's how he got in. He's like, I want to help bring boxing back to what boxing used to be, but he's starting to kind of it's like the honeymoon phase is starting to leave. It's like he's now in a way pretty much Arab Don King now. It's like he's making it all about himself now. It's like, these are my show ponies, and I'm going to put them out there, and they're going to do what I want them to do. And anybody who doesn't play by my rules is going to get blackballed. Like how we were talking about Tank. Like, Tank's the last real big name that Turkey hasn't gotten his hands on. I remember when Canelo was training for Belonga, and they were talking to him about, so when are you going to go meet with Turkey? Turkey's trying to get you to fight, such and such. And he was like, I'm not focused. Right now, my focus is on Belanga, not on any other business. I'll deal with that afterwards. And then Turkey went on this whole rant about how he felt like Canelo disrespected him and things like
Don't
that.
know the business and all this other stuff.
All that stuff. It's
He
like,
was
dude,
like a little brat. He was a
it's
brat.
like, dude, it's like what, like Canelo. If anybody's boxing, it's Canelo. Like, you're a promoter, you got money. Thanks for coming in, putting money into the business to help these guys fight each other, because it should have never been he's removing the excuse. Like, okay, these guys are pricing themselves out, ducking each other because the purses ain't right. Okay, so I'm going to come in and I'm going to feed you guys what you guys need in order to get it on like you're supposed to. That's what this is really all about. But now that it's happening and he sees, and I know that he came out on the back end recently and said, like, I'm losing money every time I put these fights on. But I love these guys so much that I'm willing to take the loss. So it's like, yeah, that's very admirable when you say things like that. But when you come with that energy that you have, like, you're pretty much like the god of boxing all of a sudden. It's like, that's like really, like, you haven't really put in the skin. You haven't really developed that much skin into the game, like how, Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn and guys like that have put themselves out there and really tried to make boxing something until you came along. So good on you for that. But it's like, it comes a time, like, where is some humility? It's like, we know that you're balling. We know that you're you're that dude. You don't have to tell everybody that. Like, what is this really about now? Al Heyman, thank you, Trey. That's the other one I was thinking of. Al Heyman, PBC. Thank you. Like, them three right there. And it's like, come on, man. It's like, don't take the shine off the fighters by making them look bad if they don't take your offers. Like, they're still fighters. Fighters are why are fighters fighters? Because no one can tell them what to do. They live by a different code. They live by a different creed. If they were gonna if they were all just gonna be part of a corporation and have people tell them what to do, have people tell them how to be, who to be, when to do it, then they will be working. Then they will be working at Chase Bank. But they're fighters. Fighters don't tell nobody. Fighters don't listen to anybody. They're in that ring by themselves. Fight, it's dog eat dog. You get in the ring. If the fighters decide who comes out of that ring. They're built different. You can't come at fighters like that, because fighters by nature are defiant. That's why they're fighters. So you have to show that authority without being disrespectful. Like, he himself has been disrespectful, but because he has money and he has influence, he doesn't see it as disrespectful. He sees it as sovereignty. But there's still a way to be sovereign with grace.
Yeah, shout out to On the Record Boxing. Big up to you as well. No, I agree with everything that you were saying. And this is what I also feel. I feel like he's like, growing up, we always had, the kid on around the way that had all the video games. You know what I'm saying? That's who Turkey Al Sheik is to me. He's the kid on the block that had the video games. He wasn't cool or nothing. He wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? But his mother used to buy him all the, the dope video games. So we always had to go over his house and play, and then like, yeah, but that's who he is. He's not the cool one. He just got the video games and everybody wants to play the video games. He got the bread. That's what it is. He got the bread and he feels like, money talks when it comes to certain situations. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like he's a brat.
Yeah, 100%.
He's a brat, man. And if he doesn't get his way, he's gonna cry, he's gonna moan, he's gonna do all these things that you feel what I'm saying? But yeah, you was definitely cooking. You
I
was
mean, there's
definitely
some
cooking.
people that's just off limits, man. It's like you can't be talking. It's like we're all men. We all bleed. We all gotta wash ourselves. We all gotta go to the bathroom. We all get dressed the same way. But there's just some people in this game that you just kind of have to tread the way that you talk to. And Canelo, I didn't like the way he was handling because Canelo's been putting on. Canelo has paid his dues. That dude's been fighting since he was 15 years old. That dude has fought everybody, majority of everybody. There's been a guy here or there that he's probably swerved along the way, getting caught up in the business of boxing and everything, like everyone else has, you know. But I just feel like there's just some guys that there's a certain way that you got to handle them, and I personally, it's not about uh, you know um, jock riding for Canelo personally. It's just about the fact that when respect is earned, respect is due, and Canelo earned the right to say that I'm gonna wait till after I handle my business because him handling his business is how he became Canelo freaking Alvarez in the first place. Look at this comment.
You know what I'm saying? That's he trying to figure it out right now. Um,
He in the ring right now. I'm not. Oh man, is that Jim Lamp? No, that ain't Jim Lampley. Is it? Kind of look like him. That ain't Jim Lampley. There ain't no way he's at BOK Prime. Is that Jim Lampley? No, that ain't Jim Lampley because he's not an announcer. But that dude look
yeah,
like him.
there's a lot. Shout out to everybody, man. We got over 200 people just tuning in with us while we're chopping it up about boxing because the BLK Prime
Goddamn.
uh app is not working. We see we got my man Capital Kev. He's on the phone with Zab right now. Zab giving him the runaround. Kev let him borrow one of his suits.
Judah.
You know what I'm saying? Kev let him borrow one of his suits, and I guess he is trying to see what's going on, man.
When am I getting that back?
You know what I'm saying? He's like, listen, I let you borrow a suit to look good, and now the app ain't working.
Man, that's a big brother right there. 6'4", 240.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So Turkey gotta calm down, man. He
Tur-
gotta take a
Turkey
class.
out a freak.
Yeah,
He
he
got
gotta take a class on how to handle these guys, man. He is a little too, just a little too much of a authoritarian. Americans don't roll that way, man. It's like all Americans are defined by nature, man. You can't be flexing your authority on an American and think that's supposed to do something like, oh, AJ versus Wilder, who wins, and where would you do the fight? What you think, Trill?
that fight. I still gotta lean towards AJ, even though he lost to Dubois. He's more to me the fresher fighter, and actually he has the more skill out of
Wilder,
the
Wilder.
you know, you know what I'm saying? And I think that they would have to do it in Wembley or somewhere in the UK because I feel like the fans that come out, I'm talking about money wise, where they would get the most bang for their buck. I think will be in the UK. They'll have to do it there, you know.
Yeah, they
So
have to now because Wilder don't even. The Americans were behind Wilder during the Fury trilogy. But
Mm-hmm.
the fans, but Wilder's fans fell off like on a
Yeah,
national level when
yeah,
he lost
definitely.
that belt. So yeah, you're 100% right.
And
It has
then they all went to sleep. He lost to JP, and then he lost to the Big Bang Zang.
Big Bang Zane.
I mean, we already know boxing fans is like, "What have you done for me lately?"
Yes, man. I'm telling you, Joseph Parker was on Wilder like Wilder took his woman.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
how we were watching that fight last week with them two brothers that were fighting over the whole Waffle House thing.
Mhm.
That's how Joseph.
Don't
That's how.
believe Kev. Don't believe Kev. That was Kev making that up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He said, I
Hey
would
man,
personally prefer the fight to happen in the real mecca of boxing, USA. Yeah, Trey, that would be dope, but that ain't where the money is. That ain't where the
unfortunately,
money is. And if they want to make the biggest bag, they will go there. But who am I to say? I thought that the boy Richardson should have went over there to Australia to get some of that Australian money. I thought that they would have made more money over there,
he would have.
but they decided to do it here for comfortability. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
Absolutely, AJ ran with his tail between his legs after the whole Andy Ruiz thing. That wasn't lame. That wasn't cool either. They should have just. They should have just. Man, they should have just. They should have just took made him not fight Ruiz. I remember when that fight first happened, and I had said because I had saw it was just a few months before that fight. He was on a while. He was actually on a Wilder undercard, if I'm not mistaken. He fought this big Russian brother. He was putting hands on that dude, and I was like, man, people thinking Andy Ruiz can't fight because of his body type. But the way how fluid he is with his hands, how quick he is, and his hands are snappy, and his punches are thudding. I'm like, man, one of these champions gonna cherry pick this brother, and then they gonna be in for a rude awakening. And then I find out after Jarrell Miller popped for PEDs, they picked Ruiz because they thought he was gonna be a soft touch, and then Andy Ruiz went in there and put the hurt on AJ in Madison Square Garden,
and he
and
got some
he ain't never
fast
come back
hands.
since.
They let Andy Ruiz weight fool him, but Andy Ruiz got some fast hands for a big man.
Extremely fast.
You know?
He throws hands like he's got like Mikey Garcia speed. Like
Yeah.
he throws hands like a 140 pounder, man. And all his punches are so precise and just fluid and quick and one after another. And he always throws combinations. He never raw dogs. He always throws at least 3 to 5 punches.
Yeah, and I was looking at they watching Wilder get taped up right now. They taping Wilder's hands up right now.
100% Trey. He does look like Majin Buu. 100%. You remember Roger Majin Buu Trill Bill? Did you ever watch Dragon Ball Z growing up?
Nah, that was before my time. I mean, after my time.
After, yeah, after.
After my
Okay.
time, I grew up on Thundercats.
Oh, hey,
You know what I'm saying?
Thundercat. Oh,
Oh, yeah. That's how I grew up on. I grew up on He-Man and Thundercats. Those were the cartoons that was popping when I was young, in Garfield and stuff like that. I'm actually watching this fight right now. It look like somebody's drunk uncle in here at a
oh
barbecue.
no, no, you're not talking
Yeah,
about the one in the
in the
green and
green.
gold. Are you?
You knew exactly who I was talking about. Looking like a milk dud. You going out there, you know.
Milk Dud with arms and legs. Yeah.
For real. Somebody uncle over there getting beat up, had too many beers, and then he was like, "I'm gonna go out there and show these youngsters something." You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
It always happened at the family reunion, man.
yeah,
Two
yeah.
drunk uncles are
Somebody
fighting.
always get a little too much to drink and get put on their pockets. It always
And then
happens.
they start arguing about stuff from 20 years ago. Next thing
Uh
you
huh.
know, they fighting outside.
Or cards or spades. Don't let the spades come out.
Yeah, don't no card games. That's trouble right there. Nobody's safe. Even if you put Uno on the table, nobody's safe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When the spades comes out, everybody gonna go crazy.
Oh no, dog.
And the dominoes, don't get the
And then
dominoes, the
don't put
dice.
Monopoly out there either.
Now, oh yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And Monopoly will last for a while. People get mad at me with Monopoly because I'll be like, man, give me all my money. I make you get rid of your property. Give me your properties.
I was about to say somebody's house getting repossessed.
You know what I'm saying? I'm putting hotels on everything. When we link up, I'm definitely bringing the Monopoly. You know what I'm saying? And we definitely gonna get it on. Yeah, this I feel sorry for all the people that are watching on BLK Prime. Um, the app is not working. There's a lot of people. They got some concerns and everything, but hopefully y'all can get it working. Excuse me. We got a shout out to the people that we got watching us right now as we are trying to wait for Deontay Wilder to come out here and make his entrance. We just seen him getting taped up in the back. Capital Cash, shout out to him. I got him. He's working. He's calling Zab right now, trying to see if the BLK Prime can work could work some magic, you know. But like I said, tomorrow we have another watch along. We have the Jake Paul versus the son of a legend. I keep saying that, I don't know why. Julio
Because he
Cesar
is.
Jr. Exactly, that's what he is.
You gotta give Poppy respect all the time. Anytime you talk about Junior, you gotta bring up Senior.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
the son of a legend.
Son of a legend, you know. Yeah, he's definitely shout out to him.
Man. Went 91-0 before his first loss. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Yeah, right, Trey. 100%. He is, man.
yeah.
Like no lies told.
He's the GOAT, you know. He's definitely one of the GOATs. I got him up there, man. As far as the fighters that I see when I was growing up, he was one of the fighters that I watched. It was Chavez Senior. It was the Ray Leonards. It was the Haglers. I remember Hagler coming on Punky Brewster when I was younger. I remember Hearns. Those was the guys that we watched. I'm showing my age here, you know. So you
Yeah,
know,
you were blessed to be able to see all those men fight. So
yeah,
your
yeah.
your
So
age is your age is truly coveted, especially when we talk about boxing. You
yeah,
saw
definitely.
you saw the real ones, all of
Yeah,
them.
and I remember that fight with Meldrick Till and Chavez when Richard still stopped that fight, and DeLuca went crazy. You know, yeah, that was a crazy time. But I was still rooting for Chavez. Didn't really notice, but because I was younger, but watched the fight with the older heads. We had the floor model TV. Everybody gathered around that, and watched the fight. Love boxing. Like I always say to everybody, I think basketball is cool. I think football is cool, but I just love boxing. There's just something special about boxing.
Telling you.
Nothing like it. You know what I
And
mean?
every time you bring up Richard Steele, I ain't never seen a more graceful referee. It's
Mhm.
like he's like if Ali decided to be a referee, I ain't never seen a referee be on his toes dancing all over the ring like he would be. I always get so distracted watching him than watching the fight sometimes. I'm like, man, and then I found out that he actually fought. I'm like, you know what? That makes sense.
Mhm.
Because the way he move around the ring is like he looked like he about to throw a flicker jab out there himself. I'm like, man, y'all
For
better watch Steele over there. He might get a case of PTSD and start throwing punches out of nowhere. Y'all better watch him.
For real, nobody played with Richard Steele too.
Oh
Even though he was behind a lot of some controversies, everybody used to be like, "Oh, he had Don King had him in his pocket, in the back
no,
pocket
I
and
didn't
stuff
know
like
that.
that." Yeah, they always said bad things about Richard Steele, but Richard Steele, man, to me was one of the famous refs, along with Mills Lane
Yep,
growing
Joe
up.
Cortez.
And Joker, I'm firm but I'm fair. You know what I'm saying? We got to grow up with them refs when you knew who the refs was. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? We had iconic refs.
I mean,
You
we
know,
got a couple today. We got Kenny Bayless. We
yes,
got
Willis.
we
We got
got
Willis.
Steve Willis.
Even though he dropped the ball, Willis dropped
So
the ball on the Tank fight. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that was rough. Yeah,
I don't know what it was. I think his love and the star power of Tank was just too much. And
yeah,
for him to tell him to stop counting and he stopped counting. You know what I'm saying? I know, even though some things be, for the under the digression of the ref, but still, that was horrible. You know what I'm saying? That was horrible. Um, I scored the fight still. If you counted the knockdown, Lamont Roach wins the fight. But
yeah,
since you don't count the knockdown, to me, I scored it a draw, and I think it was scored accurately.
yeah,
You without the knockdowns. You
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. That knockdown. That's the thing. That's what's gonna be key on this fight. I think that We were kind of talking about this last week, but I honestly think that, like you said, I'm pretty sure I remember you saying that Tank needed that, and
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with you.
Hmm.
Like I think this Tank is gonna go back to Gamboa Tank. I think he coming out there to put a hurt on somebody. Mario Barrios Tank, or I love me some Leah Santa Cruz, and
Yeah.
rest in power to his dad. But
Yeah.
that I'll never forget that doggone uppercut that he threw on Leah Santa Cruz. I'm
That
like, man,
Leo,
what did he do?
that was Leo, man. That was Leo.
Yeah, that was Leo
Stayed
Santa
there. He
Cruz. Yep.
stayed there. He didn't move his head. Leo was having too much success though.
Yeah.
Leo was doing his thing for those first 5 rounds, and he got comfortable. And then he
Hmm.
thought that he could take the punch because he was getting hit with some shots, and he was taking
Yeah.
them very well until he wasn't taking
Until
them
he
very well
wasn't.
no more. And he let him sit there and hit him with the same shot over and over again and get the leverage on the last one, and that was all his rope. But shout out to Leo Santa Cruz, 4-time weight champion in 4 different weight classes. You know
100.
he's definitely one of the great fighters, and shout out to his dad as well. His dad was I was actually mad at Gary Russell Jr. over Leo Santa Cruz's dad when he did that crap for clout and put his arms around Santa Cruz's dad after we know the history with his dad battling cancer and stuff. I thought that was distasteful with
Oh
Gary.
yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, 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 yeah. So yeah, it's a lot, man. It's a lot going on, but yeah, I'm sitting here. We got Trey locked in. Trey, man, go get some rest. Trey is locked in with us. He's probably watching the Wilder fight as well. Trey's over there. It's probably like 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning over there, and Trey's still locked in with us. Much love to you, my brother. You're tremendous all the way. Shout out to my
Tremendous
brother.
Trey.
Yeah, so yes, and definitely I was talking about that. Well, let me put that as a pre-fight. He was talking about retirement. Yeah, Tank was talking about retirement and everything. Yeah, 4 a.m., my brother. I appreciate you staying locked in with us, definitely. And shout out to everybody else. We got 220 people watching us right now. And how you feel about that, man? That's love right there.
4
Um,
a.m. I'm saying.
yeah, definitely,
Thank you
definitely.
guys for tuning in with us. Really appreciate it. You guys make us go, and it's a validation that we take for granted. One of you guys watching is more than
Hey,
enough, more than we deserve, and then we got over 200 in here. Like, thank you guys. We could feel the energy from our respective locations. So you guys are really pumping us up and giving us more gas to roll with. We got a little bit more time to go. So
exactly, because these undercards ain't it, but we
man,
stay. But we got y'all. Y'all energy is keeping us up and keeping us focused for this Wilder
we got
event.
the we got the uncles arguing over who took over Auntie Jenna over there in the corner. Like, I was
It's a-
supposed to take her to prom.
you took the last ribs, you know.
You
And
took the good ones. You took the ones with all the sauce and left the dry ones.
you was talking about my wife's potato salad. That's you.
No, man, I wasn't talking about her potato salad. I was tossing the salad. That's what I was doing.
Here we go to this day.
Till this day. Started
Yeah,
back in high school and we still going till this day.
this day. Shout out to everybody. Yeah, and shout out to Tank, man. I think this is definitely what Tank needed because I feel like yeah, that's what we're doing, Trey. We just waiting for Wilder. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but
Um,
Uncle over here throwing some nasty body shots though, looking like George Foreman done took over his body for a second over here.
he's gassed.
Oh yeah, he is. Oh no, don't start walking backwards. Come on. Don't get on no. Don't get on those ropes. God, I tell you, I don't know
So
what it is about
tomorrow,
heavyweights wanting to go into
so
the ropes when you're tired. That's the
so
worst place you could be.
I
Oh,
want to
Cap is
let
back.
Hey, I want to let y'all know tomorrow we will have a Mexico correspondent. Her name is Isabel Campos. She will be our Mexican correspondent representing Team Chavez so that we can get so that we have a Mexico insider. She is from the city of Guadalajara, which is Canelo City. So be tuned in tomorrow. It's going to be bananas with our Mexico correspondent. Very casual boxing fan. So it is going to be phenomenal to have an insider look into, um, into Mexico boxing.
He said, inside a look into Mexico. Yeah, tune in tomorrow, man. Tomorrow's going to be the block party, man. We're going to do a really special. I got a lot of special people that's going to be joining in. I got some dope personalities for some dope people that's going to be doing shows. I got some shows coming up and everything. I even got my son going to come on and appear. You know, he going to have his homies with him. It's going to be dope. This is the block party. This is not going to be no typical watch along. This is not
That's
typical
right.
watch along. This is the block party. You know what I'm saying? People
That's
are
what
going to
I'm
be coming in and coming out, showing love, pulling up. It's going to be one of these. This is not your typical boxing event. This is a spectacle.
That's
It
what I'm
is.
talking about.
This is a special drink. So this is going to be amazing. So make sure that
Yeah.
y'all tune in to tomorrow because this is going to be really dope. Yeah. I don't even want to tell all the special guests. I just want to say we got some special guests. And you know, we're gonna have yours truly tremendous Trey. I'm gonna definitely have him here. This is gonna have how I'm gonna do it is gonna be like in an interview setting. Because I'm gonna have people on and I'm gonna be asking y'all questions while we're partying and having a good time. This is gonna be one of those things where you let your head down, you know, and have one of those events. Even though we're gonna have some serious boxing talk, we also gonna have some laughter and some love. That's how we like to do it here at IBOXINGHUB USA.
That
You know?
sounds good to me.
Mhm.
I'll just be happy to be in the room.
That's what it is.
I'm
That's
gonna be
what.
a big old. I'm gonna be a big old fly on the wall.
Yeah, we need to get your expertise going on there. We need to get your expertise going on. Oh, he just caught him with a left hook. I think he hurt him.
I say these brothers
I
rumbling
think
right
you
now.
heard him.
I don't know what happened, but they.
I
Oh
think he hurt him.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no. Come on,
Oh,
Latif. Come on, Latif. Get off the corner.
oh, he hit him
Uh,
with the left. Oh, he hit him
come
with the
on.
left
No,
hook.
no rope a dope. Get off the ropes. No
Oh
rope a
man.
dope. Get off the
He's
ropes, you dope.
he's calling him over there to get beat up. Like, come on,
No,
kid.
stop.
Like, come on, beat me up.
I know he trying to catch him. He trying to lure him in. It's a trace. That's a trap tactic. But
It's
usually
not
when
gonna
you get
happen.
on the ropes, when you get hurt, you go towards the ropes. That's not a good idea. I don't know what it is with us fighters.
He
We go to
got
the
pride
ropes like
though,
extreme pride. Like I'm
because
rooting for him.
he had plenty of opportunities to go down, and he's still
Yeah,
going forward,
he ain't.
even though the other guy seemed like he got the more skill, but it's the will and the Hennessy that's keeping Unk up.
The will, the will and the fitness.
You know what I'm saying? That's
You
what's
know, I
keeping
wouldn't
him.
be surprised if he does got a little bit in him, just enough to get past the test.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna show this young buck.
Man, for him for he's 22-5 at 42 years old. I wonder what his box rec is. I wonder like what's the age of his career. But for him to be 22-5 at 42 years old, that's nothing to sneeze at. I just wonder how long, because the way his body type looks, it looks like he's in pretty good shape, but he looks like he probably could have cut off another 10 pounds or so if he's been more active. But for him to be 42 and 22-5 and for him to be lasting as long as he is, and he's got some old school tactics. I like his hand placement, his defense. He's got a little bit of a cross block type of defensive style, which I like. um the only thing that I would want for him to do more of is to just go forward, because um man, I wish I knew his name, but I know he has a Hispanic, like a Spanish last name. um he's building up the confidence because he's the aggressor. if if uh if Latif, if he would go forward more, he would take more of the mental real estate, I call it, because it's not just a physical battle, it's a mental battle. And he's taking every shot that he has to give.
Mhm.
Oh no, is he oh
I
man, I
thought he
thought
was gonna quit. I thought he
I
was
know
gonna quit
I
too.
was like, oh
I
no,
thought
right
he
when I'm
was gonna
saying
quit
all
too.
this,
I was like, all of this, we went through all this for him to quit. You
I
know
was about
what
to
I'm
say
saying?
UMF, you got me over here bigging you up. You like, no dog, I'm good. What were we arguing about again?
You know
Pass
what
the ribs.
I mean? He getting beat up, man. It's fatigue and stuff.
Right,
Yeah, now
exactly.
he's just getting beat up now.
So
They
this
about to,
fight,
that's about to call it.
yeah, if this fight, he probably had a long layoff because he looks like you know, he looks like he came out of the oven too early. Like he was cooking, he was getting in
Mhm.
shape, but he just didn't get. He didn't. He's like he's like right on the. He was like right on the cusp of really being in shape because he looks like he's right there just from a
He's out.
physical aspect. Yeah, he's out on his feet.
He's out now. He's
His
just
legs are gone. That's
exhausted.
all
He
it
don't
is.
got
His legs are gone. Yeah. Oof. Oh yeah. He's starting to get
He's
broken down.
exhausted. That just makes me
He's not
think that
tying him up. He's not tying him up.
it just makes me think the guy that he's fighting really don't have the goods like that because you could have definitely set him to the body and then ripped upstairs with an uppercut left hook, got
100%.
him out of there.
Oh, right when you started talking about the body, he ripped two to the body. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's putting it on him now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he sees that dude don't got nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, ref, stop the fight. He's just getting teed off on him. Even though he's swinging back, but they ain't successful swinging back.
No, don't do that now. Get out of the corner. Don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on, ref about to stop the fight.
He's not
Hopefully
tying.
he
He's not
do.
tying him up. I'm telling you, tying. I'm telling you,
If
clinching
he
is a
tied him up,
lost
yeah. If he
art.
tied him up and spin him around, then he would
One
have gave
hundred
himself some
percent.
time. You know what I'm saying?
Clinching is such a lost
That's
art.
lost art. Yeah.
Infighting is a lot. Like hand fighting, positioning your hands. Like that is such a lost art nowadays. Like you
Weighing
can
down
get
on
in,
your fighters,
you can
coming
put
down
your shoulder
on their arm.
into his sternum and
Mm-hmm.
stuff his shots to where he can't get the leverage. Like there's a lot of things that we just don't train anymore. Like I like the way he holds his hands. I like the way that he
He's out.
parries. I like the way he uses his
Fresh
cross
out this
block.
way.
Like he has good
Southside.
defensive fund. Yeah,
Southside.
he's got the old mongoose cross guard. Oh no, he's waved it
Oh,
off.
yeah, they waved it off. About time.
Man,
Man.
Cause
no,
he,
man. See, I'm mad at him because if he would have threw more punches, he would have been able
mhm.
to weather the storm. Because I'm telling, I can start to tell when the aggressor is starting to fizzle out. If he would have just been able to weather the storm a little bit longer, he would have gassed out. Now you over there dancing like you really did something. Like,
He
come
think
on,
he
man.
pop smoke. He over there. He think he pop smoke now. He doing the dance.
All right. I mean, you fought. You can't celebrate because you won. I ain't gonna rain down on your parade like that. But I don't. I just don't. He didn't do enough for me for him to be to be over there dancing and stuff. It's like you. It's
Yeah, a guy that
like
can
come on,
clearly
man.
see that you were supposed to get out here a long time ago. But hey, hopefully we get to the main event.
This was a 10 fight. This was a 10-round fight though. So he trained enough to where he took a 10, like he could like I mean I'm sure that he got paid a decent bag because when you're in a 10 round fight, you're generally starting to get into title contention when you get to those 10 rounders. So you're starting to crack the rankings, or you're starting to possibly contend for like a lower ranking title, and then when you get to the 12-round fights and you start getting into the bigger titles and things of that nature. So I definitely respect him for taking a 10-round fight, but no, if he probably would have had like maybe another fight before this and came into this one, or maybe if he had like another month of like real hard training, he looks like he was right there. So he probably came off a layoff because you could tell in his midsection that he's got a great physique, but he just didn't get the full level of conditioning that he needed. Because like we were talking about, older guys need to fight constantly. Older guys need to fight constantly. That's the only way. You got to keep your blood flowing. You got to keep your juices running. You got to keep them pores open. So you keep you keep your sweat pores open. So then your body's producing all of the proper hormones and androgens and things of that nature. Like boxing is really scientific. Fighting is really scientific. It's one of those things where when you get past a certain age, when you start approaching 35 and up, like you need to be fighting, like you need to be in shape. So I'm going through the same thing right now. So it's a little personal. You need to, it takes longer when you get past 35, it takes longer to get in shape than it would if you were like 25, 30 years old.
Yeah.
You gotta keep your foot on the gas, like. And then when you get older, obviously, there's more distractions. You get more.
Mhm.
Yeah, you get tempted to, like, you start, the older you get, the more civilized you get. So the more you stay out the ring, the more used to regular life you get. So then you lose that edge. Like, it's a lot of mental things, it's a lot of different ingredients that make a fighter that a lot of people don't understand. So yeah, big ups to him. Like, yeah, he lost, but I'm more impressed with him than I am with the other guy, because he
Hmm.
went 6 rounds with that brother. And like, if he was in better shape, or if he came in with more fights under his belt before he took that fight,
Damn, we got a 4 rounder
probably
coming
would have
up.
beat that brother, man. To be honest, because
They just waiting on some more
he
stuff.
just wasn't generating the leverage he needed. He's a power fighter. He just wasn't generating the power he needed. That's just being in the ring, just being in the gym. So I hope he comes back. I hope he don't get sad and get out of shape even more. And then when he needs a check, he come back again. You know, just stay out there, man. Okay, you 42, but you're 22-6. Like, that's a lot of experience. It's 28 fights, and he didn't get knocked. He got TKO'd, but it's not like he was face down, tail up. Like, he walked out like a warrior. He left the ring. Like, that was a victory in itself. Like, more victories do exist. Like, I don't care what nobody says. It's like, you lose a fight, but you walk out on your own power, and
Hmm.
you shouldn't be getting carried out. Like, that matters. Like, that's a mental.
Yeah,
That's a mental win. Like, he could have gave up. No, you're not there, man.
Got you.
there we
So
go.
yeah, so that's
Yeah,
so that's
back in the
enough.
building.
That's enough for me. But yeah, I hope he keeps going.
This is a new fight about to start another 4 rounder. This is crazy. We go from a 10
This
round
is
to a
A
4
10 to a
5.
4.
Yeah, I think this was a filler. Somebody is not ready.
yeah.
Deontay, they didn't iron his outfit, so somebody's going in the back, they're gonna iron the outfit.
This don't make no sense.
That's what it
The rounds are supposed to ascend, not descend. How do we go from a 10 to a 4?
is. Yeah, I don't know what just happened with that.
Yeah, it's that BOK Prime. BOK Crime. BOK Slime.
But you're 100% right when you was talking about it. And anybody that is watching right now, out of the 230 people, over 230 people that are watching right now, you was 100% right. When you get older in age, it's a little harder to get the weight off, and it's a little harder to, you know, recovery time with working out and all that. So you got to keep it moving. You can't, play around. You can't joke with it enough. You got to be serious and all with it. I know for me, for example, it's hard. It was hard. I've always played with my weight to challenge myself to go up and down in weight. This last time getting back down to 168 was it was really, really hard, It was
We
really,
just
really
talking
hard.
about your weight cut. You had to
Yeah.
go back. You went back up to light heavyweight.
I'm back to
It
175,
was, it was
you know what I'm saying?
super middleweight was cutting a little too close for you.
Yeah. Going back because I was able to do it before. So I was like, that was the thing that I like to do, just to challenge myself, to give myself something to do. You know what I mean? And this last go around, it was a little bit hard, losing the weight and tracking it down. But this time around, I'm going back up and I'm relaxing. I'm chilling.
Yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm relaxed. I'm chilling. I might go to cruising.
Hey, man. Hey, just put it. Hey, you be all right. You just put it in those in them quads and them shoulders. You'll be all right.
Yeah, definitely. I see my man Capital Cav. He getting ready. Capital Cav, you've been talking about your dreams and aspirations of going professional and fighting. Capital Cav, you've been hitting the gym, hitting the Bowflex. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Not
definitely
the
not the
Bowflex.
Bowflex. Definitely not the
Not
Bowflex.
the Bowflex.
That's certainly not. I don't do Bowflex. I use real machinery. I don't do Bowflex, sir.
We're gonna bring up that Bowflex, and we need to put
That's
Tybo in there too.
that's nasty
Billy
energy.
Blank's in there.
Can we doing
Nah,
the Bowflex, checking the steps? You know what I'm saying?
no. I'm more of a Zumba performance type of guy, you know.
Not the Zumba.
Get the Zoom.
Zumba
That's
performance.
the island speaking. That's his
Zumba,
ancestry speaking.
not regular Zumba, Zumba sport. You know what I mean? That's more of like that's a more aggressive, hit activity, hit exercise. You know what I mean? That's my type.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's looking. He's looking. I saw him for. I'm treading lightly because we know with Kev, you say the wrong thing, you see that fin. You see that fin in the water coming to the surface.
Kev's out smiling.
No, that's all good, man. You go ahead.
I'm being real careful, but he
don't be careful.
He looked like he's ready to go right now.
Don't be careful
right now.
Kev's out blushing. Kev's out
Don't
blushing.
be careful. I'll bless you. Don't be careful.
Man, I'm telling you,
that's
nice,
man.
That's a loss, long lost Vargas brother right there.
Say something nice, man. You good? Say something nice, man.
And that's as far as I'm going.
Yeah,
all right.
That's
all right.
Man. This 4-rounder is about to start.
This is crazy. Hopefully this is it.
Yeah, I don't know who dude in the red trunks is. Both guys.
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, I don't listen. He got those shorts from Walmart. Those are swim trunks. Those ain't even really basketball. Those ain't even boxing trunks. He got big swim trunks on. This somebody that they called in. This is a showcase for the other homie. There's got to be.
Yeah, I've been on the side of one of those before. Those aren't fun.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah, I've been on that side of the ring. That ain't fun. Yeah, you're not prepared. You just you want to stay active, but then at the same time you need the money. He's probably got a family. It's like that's the tough thing about this when you really try to sell out and really try to make it in this game. You have to sacrifice a lot of things on the outside, and majority of fighters, people don't realize how much they struggle. And you know, like how we were saying one time, how we were saying earlier, all it takes is one punch. Like literally one punch could change your life. And you don't always, and you come in looking awkward sometimes. You come in looking out of place. You come in looking like you shouldn't be there. But then, as long as you hold on to that belief, how we were talking about in the last fight, like as long as the fighter never loses belief, no matter how bad it looks in the fight, as long as you never lose the belief that you can do it, you literally can catch him, and your whole life could change where he could be looking like $1 million. So that's the thing that you're right. It gets like that where you look like you don't belong. But a lot of these fighters, you really got to sell out. You really got to bet on yourself. Like you got to sacrifice a lot of things to where you can go to work for 8 to 10 hours a day and be able to buy whatever you want, and then you can go in there and you can look the part, but then you don't end up being it because you're not actually training. So yeah, him unfortunately right now he kind of doesn't look it because he's getting teed off on right now. But and then he's gonna put his hands up like that. Like I'm trying over here to get people to feel for you. You doing stupid stuff like that. Now you making me about to start flaming you myself. Why you're not Roy Jones, dog? Why you gonna walk to him with your hands up? I almost threw something at the TV almost forgetting this was Kev's TV. Over here trying to get people to feel for you.
Kev's eyes got big. Say, throw something at the TV.
Yeah, please don't. Please don't throw anything.
No, that TV's too nice.
Yeah, this is Christmas TV. He got that for Christmas.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm
actually, it came with the crib, man. Actually,
get out of here.
Straight up, it came with the crib. They left it.
Yo,
and the fridge. They put a brand new fridge in too.
I got the question. We got a question for you. You know what I'm saying? What's the signature entrance song gonna be for you when you turn pro?
I don't know, man.
You got Cal Brook had all of the lights.
Nah, definitely not. Still DRE.
We can't do nothing with. We can't bring up Cal Brook. We talked about that earlier, Trill.
Nah, probably one of them Drake songs.
Cal Brook, dog.
Probably one of them Drake songs. I don't know.
A Drake
Damn,
song?
yeah, maybe like a Drake song or something. I don't know.
Okay.
It's not started from the bottom though. That's like
Oh,
that.
and
Not
then
that one. Nah, I don't want that. Not started from the bottom. I don't like that. That's so corny. It's old. Uh, maybe like walk out to Marvin's room or something. You know what I mean?
No, dog. Absolutely not.
Yo, we walking out. We catching a body to Marvin's room. Yeah.
No, dog.
He
Yeah.
can
No,
always
dog.
come out to my
We
song. He
can't bring
always
no
come out
white
to
people
my
Yeah, I
in.
might have to come out to the
Buckingham
Trill
Palace.
song.
Buckingham Palace.
I'm the one that put that in the chat anyways. I'm the one that told you about that the other day. That's why he bringing it up.
That's a fight song right there. Buckingham
Yeah.
Palace right there.
We coming out to Marvin's room / Buckingham Palace. Like an edit, we gonna stop Marvin's place 10 seconds in and skirt right into Buckingham Palace.
No, dog. You can't be coming to the ring all sensitive and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, no, dog.
What's that one Drake song? I
He
can
gonna
tell
be
by the way.
passing out roses on his way to the ring.
No, man.
I'll be player. I ain't gonna hold you. I'll be player. You know?
But you better go in there and you better turn.
Nah,
You
I'm
better
catching the
flip that
body.
switch.
Oh yeah. You're gonna have to go. You gotta
Nah, we gonna coming out. We coming out to that Drake track. Yeah. What's that? TSU. She moved out of state. She done went. She's seeking forgiveness. Yeah, she used to dance. Now she won't
No,
alone.
dog. Drake just got bodied by K-Dot. You can't play no Drake after
Drake
that.
will never get bodied by K-Dot.
He did get bodied by K-Dot. Kendrick Lamar murdered him.
Bro,
murdered him.
You know who Drake is? Drake is has the most hits on the Billboard. Like K-Dot is not even.
Well, yeah, but between them as rappers, K-Dot is better.
My brother, Mr.
Come on, we know Drake is a plant.
Mr. Neutral said wild things, tone low. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's coming out with. You know what I'm saying? Said came out to gospel music against Tyson though.
He sure did come out to some gospel music, and he administered those holy hands on Mike Tyson.
Shout out and congratulations to him, Billy.
We walking out to take a shot.
He done Cassius. Evander Holyfield put that Holy Ghost on Mike Tyson and casted some of them demons out of him. He put them Pentecostal hands on him, took him to the Book of Acts.
We walking out to
baptize them in the living waters.
We walking out to take a shot for me by Drake.
No, dog.
I can see it in your eyes. You're angry. Regret got things on what you're feeling now. Mad cause you ain't like me.
Nah.
Oh, you mad cause you about to catch a body by me.
What we doing right here, Kev? Congratulations to M. Billy with the first round TKO victory.
Who did he fight again?
I don't know, but
oh no, I don't know.
And Billy, he got it, and he won the interim belt. You know, so he's next for Saul.
Oh man, well.
We do not want that fight, man.
Canelo gonna Canelo his way out of that one.
I mean, well,
that's not worth it.
Canelo already got things set up. From what I heard, Canelo already got things set up. If he can get past Bud Terrence Crawford, if he can get past him, he already got things set up.
So he got fighting Chris Eubank Jr., right?
And then Shiraz. If Shiraz can get past T Terror Squad Belinga.
Yeah, that's not worth it. That's not worth him fighting Billy. It does nothing for him.
Yeah, it doesn't. But shout out to Billy on the first round TKO. Yeah, Mr. Neutral, my brother and comrade, Mr. Neutral, got his name. So lucky. So yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Neutral.
You know, definitely shout out to Mr. Neutral. Yeah, Canelo coming to the UK to fight Eubank Jr. Yeah, I think Canelo will be on tour.
After this, Chris Eubank Jr. That boy can fight, man. That's my guy.
Tour to get money. This is a tour to get money. And, Canelo, I think Canelo might stop Chris Eubank Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
I'm not looking forward to
That's
seeing.
that's
I'm
the
not
that's the
looking forward to
knockout.
seeing that, but
That's the knockout that he hasn't been able to get, for a while. He's gonna finally get it when he visits the UK.
I hope
Um,
not, because then you're gonna have Chris Eubanks Sr. all over going on a media tour, telling his
speaking of
son to
Mr.
stop
Neutral,
fighting.
Speaking of you, Mr. Neutral, my brother, hopefully you are available tomorrow when we have the Jake Paul and Chavez fight. I'm bringing back the block party. I'm going to have everybody here. You hold a special place in my heart, and I would love to have you here. I actually mentioned you on my album, Mr. Neutral, so I would love to have you in the building tomorrow when we have the watch along block party. So shout out to you, Mr. Neutral. Hopefully you can make it. It's going to be a dope event. I have these fine brothers here with me. I got Mr. Capital Kevin, and then I also have the professional fighter and heavyweight contender, the one and only Anthony Woodson in the building. So,
Absolute,
Big
you know,
Wood,
yeah.
absolute.
So,
absolute Woodson,
so it's gonna be
absolute.
that. It'll be good to see you there. It'll be good to see you there, Mr. Neutral. Yeah, that last fight was just that 4 rounder. Now they're just showing a little preview of Terrence Crawford and some other fighters that fought on BLK Prime.
Man, Terrence Crawford put the hands on him so bad his dog he caught a flat tire in the ring that fight. Blew up a glove. Like I never seen anything like that. I'm like, dang, Evanesian, he was putting hands on you, brother. Boy,
Yeah.
Bro, another
it's
fight.
over.
Bro, I'm
So
No,
good.
we
I'm
gotta
good.
go from
No,
4
no,
to
no. I'm
a
good,
10.
bro. Hey, y'all, have a good night, man. I'm gonna have to. This we doing.
this
And,
got to be the
Uh,
last one. This is the
and
last one
Nicholson
before the main.
looking like he's hitting them prison push-ups, boy.
This is what's the name Williams.
Oh, dog. Do you really? What time is it? Stop it. It's 10:35.
Yeah, it's 11:35 right now. It is still going and it's still moving. Right now, the fight is still on. Shout out to we got over 230 people watching us. We got 238 people watching us right now. It's 4:35 a.m. in the UK right now. Trey's locked in. Mr. Neutral's locked in, and
$4:35.
it's morning time for them right now, and they're locked in with us.
Man, I didn't realize it was that late.
Yeah, it's pretty late. It's still late. It's right now. It is 11:36 where I'm at. 4:36 where my UK brothers is at. Still waiting for Wilder to this day.
Man, you know I have a conspiracy theory about them red rival gloves. I feel like everybody who wears them red rival gloves end up getting their tails whipped. I don't know what it is. When somebody wearing red rival gloves and it's a big fight, where the red rival glove always loses.
all right, y'all. I'm gonna cut out.
Much
Yeah,
love. Much love.
absolutely. Y'all take care. Have a good one. Peace.
Yeah. So right now, yeah, it's a lot going on right now. Hold on. Trying to fix this thing, put this thing together. Here we going. But yeah, shoot, the return of Deontay Wilder. We got
I'm telling you, it's a long awaited return.
this is crazy.
It's long awaited.
Who are they calling? This got to be Deontay Wilder coming out now. This got to be him coming out now. Why are they coming out with somebody else now? Will be yeah, it got to be. This is Wilder coming out right now because this is they're doing a tribute to people right now. Um, but yeah, we talked about a lot. We covered a lot today.
Oh,
Um,
the Wilder. They're about to fight now. What happened to the other guys?
I don't know, but it looks like because they're doing a tribute, so usually they only do the tributes and people step in the ring before the main guys come out. But there's so much going on right now, you don't even know what's going on.
Be okay, Prime. I am confused. I am straight up confused. What is going on?
Yeah, we don't know what's going on with this.
Marvin Gaye right now. What's going on?
But we've been able to cover a lot of things today. We talked about the Brian Norman Jr. Situation with the fathers getting into it. Today we talked about that as well. We talked about the possibility of these both gentlemen, young men, getting in the ring and fighting with each other today. We talked about the return of Tank coming in the ring to do the rematch with Lamont Roach. We covered this fight as well. We covered the fight coming in July, Belinga and Shiraz and Zapata and Shakur. I didn't get your predictions on that one actually. Uh, about the Shiraz and Belinga fight. Who do you got for that fight? We know who Capital Kev got.
I I from what I've seen of Hamza Siraz, he is extremely talented. I think he's being fast tracked. He still has a amateur ish style, and I don't mean that as far as like he doesn't know what he. Let me change amateurish because the way I say, because that's going to sound condescending. I don't mean it that way because that man's a great fighter. What I mean is he still fights on like a point system, if that makes sense. His style still points. He's more of a scorer. It's more he doesn't he's still learning how to transition his Olympic style to a pro style. So because of that, I feel as though Berlanga will give him more of a hard time because Berlanga's been in the pros longer than he was in the amateurs, and Shiraz went extremely far in the amateurs. If I remember correctly, if I remember correctly, he was an Olympian, right?
Yes.
Okay, so he has a more point style still, and that's one of the things that happen with those highly experienced British fighters. Because you even see it with Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua, even though he's a heavyweight, his style in a way has regressed because of the fact that he got caught and he went from a more pro, like I'm gonna force my will on you, into more of like a feeling out, pick my spots type of fighter. So AJ actually was able to translate, but then he went backwards to more of a point system style with the ability to knock you out. So I feel like because Berlanga has had more experience at the pro level and he has fought more difficult competition to this point, because even though he lost to Canelo, he still got in there with him. So there's going to be some residue of that fight going forward with Belanga, with how he translates that into his own style and how he incorporates that experience into his game plan. So uh, I feel as though the edge has to go to Belanga because he's been around longer. But I wouldn't be surprised if Shiraz turns it on because of how I know with the British boxers, they don't take disrespect very kindly. They when they when they come and they are gracious and they are sport first and they try to, always put their best foot forward. And then especially with American fighters, you usually see that with the dichotomy between British fighters and American fighters. American fighters are usually louder. They usually try to get in your head and force their will on you in the build up. And then that usually ends up biting them in the backside when they go up against a highly skilled British fighter. So though Belonga deserves the edge out of a respect and experience, I would not be surprised if Shiraz comes up a level and takes it personal to where he causes some serious damage to Belonga. So Belonga deserves it, but I believe that Shiraz is going to rise to the occasion.
Yeah, but we'll get back to that. Shout out to you, Jack Wright, for tuning in. Wilder will get this. I hear you on that. And Trey said bring back Berlin and Deontay and four to be reasonable. And as we speak, Deontay Wilder is walking to the ring. I wish Kev was available right now.
I know.
I wonder what Kev will be saying right now as the
Oh
Bronze
man.
Bomber is walking to the ring right now. This is the return of Deontay Wilder, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm locked in with the heavyweight contender himself, the heavyweight fighter himself, Mr. Anthony Woodson. It's a pleasure to be
Oh,
in
of
here
course.
watching this heavyweight fight with you. And it's a pleasure to have 250 people watching it with us, you know what I'm saying, which is really, really dope. Shout out to everybody watching it with us, and shout out to everybody in the chat. We done had Alexander the Great. We had yours truly, Trey, in here. We had Mr. Neutral, my brother, Jack Wright, in here, and so many others. I don't want to forget anybody. Let me scroll up to make sure that you get your love. You know what I'm saying? Because On the Record Boxing was also in the building. So shout out to you as well. Yeah, you know, it's been dope.
Yeah, thank you guys to piggyback off of Kamish. Thank you guys. 250 y'all could have been anywhere else. There's so much content out nowadays, and you decide to take you guys decide to stick your flags in the ground and rock with us. Don't
That's,
take that for granted. And thank you for listening to us. Thank you for not only giving us your time, but also giving us your energy, giving us something to feed off of, giving us that encouragement to know that what we're doing is actually taking effect. Um, and we don't take it for granted. So it's a pleasure and honor to be here with you guys first and foremost. So Bomb Squad.
definitely, man. This is dope. This is dope, actually. And to have you here talking boxing with an actual heavyweight fighter is actually dope. While we have the Bronze Bomber stepping in the ring, I actually wanted to say shout out to you. Actually, matter of fact, before I give you your props and your flowers, I want to shout out to Capital Kev for bringing you to the iBoxing Hub USA team. This was something that was brought up and done. We got the iBoxing Hub regular channel. Then we got the iBoxing Hub up north. But this is strictly for the USA fans. This is the IBH, the iBoxing Hub USA boxing channel. I want to shout out to Capital Kev, because that Capital Kev is actually the gentleman who introduced me to the brother Anthony Woodson and made him and brought him to my attention. And I was glad that he's a part of this team, and I'm glad to have you here on a part of this team. I can't wait for when you start doing your own thing, when you come out with your own shows. I know that you're going to do a tremendous job as well, because you're a dope brother with a worth of knowledge. And I think that that's awesome. You're going to bring something dope to this channel and bring something dope to our Boxing Hub USA, man. So I want to say shout out to you, man. And it's an honor to have you with the team, man.
Oh man, guys got some chills going right now. No, I appreciate that, Trill. That it means a lot. Any words that you impart my way, I definitely don't take them lightly, and it truly is honor and a privilege to be a part of this. It's still a shocker to me. I'm still thank you, yours truly, Trey,
You
boss
see,
man.
you see what he
Thank
said.
you.
You see what he said right
It's
there.
an honor to have you a part of the team.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's an honor. It's an honor to be a part of it for real. Oh, you guys are a blessing to me. You guys don't realize. I didn't realize I needed this, but I definitely did. No, thank you, Mr. Neutral. Yeah, I didn't realize that I needed this. It's helping me a lot in just in my personal life, and then it's helping me. Is honestly what you guys don't realize is it's also helping me. It's also helping me bring more of like an analytical. It's activating more of an analytical mind for me, even in how I'm gonna approach the fights going forward, because it's making me. I've always been a student, but it's different when you're just sitting by yourself taking notes, to where you have to on the fly actually start like identifying things that you see and being able to bring voice to your thoughts, and that'll only sharpen how I'm able to apply that in the ring as well. So I'm actually really excited about this. Like it kind of gives you more of an appreciation for the fighters who can actually, talk it and walk it. Like they could see it from the outside, then they can actually do it on the inside. So I'm actually really excited to see how this is going to translate to even how I approach fights in general going forward. So this is really cool. Like it really is. It's really cool. It like wow. So thank you guys.
No, definitely not. Thank you, my brother, once again. And we got things to do. We got more things to do and more things to conquer. And the fight is starting now. The fight is starting now. You can tell they put out a good couple of dollars. They got the lights flashing and everything. I know where they got that thing where the ring goes crazy with the lights. They got that
Hmm.
for Walmart. That's $15. Everybody, you plug that up at Walmart, and it makes the lights go different, crazy, and the rings and all that. They got a couple of them. So I know they spend some money on here for.
Walmart.
You know what I'm saying? To make it look good, they spent
You
some
could
money
have
for
even said Home Depot, but you said Walmart.
you know.
Oh,
Yeah, look, he's coming out here. Listen, the young man, 37 years old. He's 6'3".
218. That's a good size. That's Ali right there.
Yeah. Let's see if Wilder can turn back the hands of time and go back to when he was knocking out the cruiserweights and stuff like that. If he can do this. If he can do this, because he can't
225.
mess up the bag. He can't mess up the bag. This is his last opportunity of
Yeah.
really getting some big money. He can't go in here and mess up the bag. He signed a 3-fight deal, which I thought was crazy. I thought he should have at least just signed a 2-fight deal just to get the ring rust off it and go right into there with AJ. Stop playing. Stop playing. We
They don't
played
have the
too
time
long.
anymore. They don't have
Yeah,
the
we
time
don't have
anymore.
the time. We done played too much. You know what I'm
They
saying?
play way too much.
And believe it or not, Wilder. This is what people don't realize about Wilder. I'm gonna give him his props. I'm one of those guys that always say that they make weight classes for a reason.
No, he got a new woman. They made sure to put her on camera.
Oh man,
Telly Swift is really gone. Dang.
that's crazy. But she was for the streets anyway. But
Yeah, from
well,
what I hear, yeah.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, with the Deontay Wilder, I always felt like he should have not been here. I thought he should have left after the Tyson Fury fights. He's one of those guys who was going in there with guys who weighed more than him, and he was getting punched on by guys who weighed more than him. And he took a lot of shots. I think Wilder took a lot of shots, and I started seeing that Wilder was with his speech was seeming
Yeah, he's starting to get a little slurry.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I wanted him to ride off in the sun. I don't know, like I'm not like Kev. I don't pocket watch, but Kev can basically tell me, what I'm saying, more about Wilder and probably why he still needs to box. But I think right now he needs to strike when the iron is hot. Once he gets past this guy, go right into there with AJ and not play around with his health. There's no reason why he should be taking any more punches, unnecessary punishment at this age. But he's starting it out. Wilder is throwing that jab, finding that range.
Hey man,
Uh,
Herndon moving around looking a little bit like oh man, what's my man's name? Oh my God. Oh, excuse me. Man, thank you, Lord. Larry Holmes. I was about to disrespect one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. He kind of moving around like Larry Holmes a little bit in there. That's a good weight. It's six, like how we were talking about last week. Those old school heavyweights only weigh like 220, 230, 6'3", 220. He's got a good bounce. He needs to use that to his advantage. So, Herndon need to be feigning. He need to be doing all that. But you need to touch him. I
Yeah, I mean, it's
don't,
like
don't don't. I mean, I know he's wild. I know he get. Yeah, he's got good footwork. I
yeah,
like
he
it.
is. He's not. He's coming in here like he's not coming in here just to lay down. He's trying.
Exactly. I am thankful. I'm happy about that one. Respect the Herndon now. I mean, I know, just
So
like
far,
we said, it's a
so
little.
far,
Yeah.
the
So
fight
far,
just
because it could change. But yeah, I mean, I know it's a little bit like he probably wouldn't have took this fight if it was 3-4 years ago. Even though he said he's been trying to fight Wilder for a while, I don't really know. We could all say we were trying to fight Wilder, but actually fight him is one thing or another. When he was touching people when they were going down,
shit.
baptizing people,
I
I
was
don't think
trying
that
to
you.
get in there with. I was trying to get in there with Sean Porter. I felt like Sean Porter was picking on my man Ray Jackson. Shout out to my man Ray.
Oh yeah, Ray
My man
Jackson. Yeah.
Ray. I felt like Sean was picking on my man Ray. You picked somebody that was out of shape and couldn't get right. Shout out to hey Ray, you still my man. You still my man. But I feel like Sean was picking on you, man. I was gonna step in there, man, for you, but Sean was like, nah, he didn't want to smoke. But everybody see me call Sean out. I say since Ray didn't want to get in there with you, you know what I'm saying? And I used to drive a forklift. So you know what I'm saying? It would have worked out. It would have worked out. You
He
know what I'm
said,
saying? Holla at me.
"Hey
Holla at
man,
me.
hey, them blue collars make the best fighters though.
That's what I was trying to tell him. I told Sean to holla at me. And I hated suits. I was telling him I didn't like a suit.
I mean, I'm right there with you. I'm like, hey, come on, man.
I was
You
trying to
know,
provoke him. I was trying to get the bag.
impersonating a leprechaun. We can't be doing that now.
I know we can't do that.
And Lucky Charms and all that, following rainbows to the gold, to the gold.
Yeah, he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready, Trey. He wasn't ready.
Hey,
You know what
man.
I'm saying? We was adding him. We had everybody adding him. He wasn't ready.
Showtime was no time.
Nah. He was like, nah, he wanted the easy win. I ain't mad at him.
Yeah,
He made it out of this first round. He didn't do bad. A lot of people was like, who is this guy? Who is this guy? But he
and I
showed.
hate that because when just because people don't know somebody's name, they think they're a bum. I hate that. I hate
Yeah.
that so much. Them the dudes you need to worry about. The ones you don't know.
It showed because a lot of people didn't know who Terrence Crawford was fighting. And they
Man.
were saying that Terrence Crawford was going to go in there and wash him. And we seen Terrence Crawford had a tough.
Oh yeah, Madrimov
Mhm.
wasn't playing with him.
No, even with
Anybody with the last name of a ski, an itch, or a mauve.
yeah,
It ain't
them Eastern European fighters. I'm trying to tell you, they cut different. Even when Boots went in there with Karen, it's the same one. If you don't know these guys. I remember when Sergio Martinez jumped on the stage. People didn't know who Sergio Martinez was. You know what I'm saying? And he shocked him like Carlos Baldomir shocked Zab Judah. It happens. It happens in the sport of boxing.
as
You know
it
what I'm
should
saying?
because it keeps it honest.
Yeah, you can't overlook and underestimate anybody. This is the fight game.
Everybody's a no name until they're a name. That's what people need to understand. Some of these dudes weren't names before they were names, and then usually the dudes who got
Oh,
the
right here,
system
got in there.
behind them, and usually the people who got the system behind them ain't even really that good. They just fit the bill for what they're looking for.
It seemed like Deontay Wilder is trying to get that distance. He almost had a distance right there with that right hand. It seemed like he was just like a little inch off.
Yeah.
But this guy got to watch about pulling backwards with his head up and his hands down. Now he got his hands up high because that right hand almost got through. I
What
like.
what I'm surprised Herndon didn't do. He ain't Joseph Parker, but what he should have been doing was taking a little bit of Joseph Parker's game plan because Joseph Parker, was shorter. Well, I mean, he has a lot more size than Herndon does. Joseph Parker is about 275 pounds now, so he was a big dog going in there with Wilder, but
And
he's
better feet.
6'4", so he was throwing. And he has a way greater pedigree without question. He's a former world champion, but
Yeah, definitely.
Herndon got to keep them guy with what he keeps dropping that right hand.
You gotta keep that up because Wilder he's looking. Look, oh, he getting out of there though. Good defense. Good defense. He's not trying to get caught with nothing stupid. I
But he's
guess he
not
was sat there.
throwing anything though. He's not throwing anything. Touch his body,
That's
do
it.
something.
Yeah, that's
Like
it. He's only ducking his main thing is defense. It seemed like
yeah,
the only thing he did was train was to block right hands.
yep.
So he spent his whole training camp worried about the right hand.
I mean, I get that. I'm not hating that. I mean, defense is actually more important than offense. But I've noticed that if you're just moving and you're not touching them, you're not doing nothing. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
you're not winning the fight if you don't land a
yeah,
punch.
if you're not touching them, you're not winning. You just putting on a dance performance at that point. So
Oh,
you gotta
he's
dance and
down.
move.
He's down. He's saying no. He's saying he tripped
Oh,
off
oh,
a
I
check
just
hook.
saw it. Yeah,
Was that a check hook from Wilder?
yeah. I was about to say it looked like
Was
a little
that a
check
check
hook
hook?
action.
Was that a check hook from Deontay Wilder who put
He
him on
wrote a
the
check and
ground?
he cashed it.
Go ahead now. Wilder
Yeah,
with the check hook dropping people on their pockets. He already learned something new.
hey, and
The
for
guy
all
got
we
to
know,
get that hand
and for
back
all
up.
we and for all we know, he's had that this whole time. Like you were saying earlier, he just got dependent on that right.
Yeah, that guy went right there. That's a guy. I forgot who the trainer is, but he's familiar. He's been in Wilder's camp, but not maybe as a main. He's been in
Yeah,
other fighters' camp as well. I forgot the brother's name, but he had a couple
yeah,
fighters as well.
man. I just wish he would. I just wish he'd make up with Mark Breland, man.
Yeah, he did Mark Breland wrong. Look, yeah, that was a check up.
We did him dirty, man.
I think their feet tangled up, but that was
Yeah,
okay.
their feet did tangle up, but he still. Well, it looked like a check hook from that angle, but it wasn't a check hook. He threw a hook, and their feet got tangled. If anything, it was a mild check hook. It wasn't a full rotation.
Yeah, I'm with you, Trey. Anybody would have been better than Malik Scott.
Man, I don't know, man. That was a man. Yeah.
Look, Malik Scott. Scotch. Malik had I don't know what it was. He was so focused on OnlyFans and being a personal cheering partner for Deontay Wilder. He wasn't a professional trainer.
Man, Malik Scott.
The dive artist.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, Wilder
Hey, for
back.
all we know, that's why he made him his coach. Hey, I
Mhm.
appreciate you taking a dive for me, big dog.
He said, "You got me here."
Pretty much.
You got me here. People believe in it. You know what I'm saying? Wilder right now, he's actually winning the fight. He's winning all the rounds. He's controlling it with his jab and space. You know, he's looking for that right hand, but he's actually shooting out the jab with some type of authority. It was not no flickery jab. He was throwing something behind it. Look, boom.
You know, it really amazes me how heavy his feet are when he's so light.
Yeah. It's like, because I think it's because he's trying to, sit down on that right hand so he don't try to bounce too much on his toes. He's trying to sit down on that right hand. But once again, the guy, he's coming forward. He's doing a lot of head fakes, but he's not throwing no jab.
That's the problem. He's not.
You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody told him, "Hey, you can do everything else, but you better not throw no punches.
That's true.
You better not punch our champion."
Yeah, for all we know, that's why BLK Prime went down. They had to make sure they had an understanding before they put the show back on.
This guy is doing a lot of defense. He got Wilder missing, but he's losing because Wilder's still the busier fighter. This guy's not giving us nothing back. But he is.
Trey asked us a question. What are my thoughts about being trained by someone you KO'd easily? That was actually what we were talking about earlier. How Trill was saying that was a phantom punch, and I was the one that brought up. It's like, why would you hire someone to train you when you knocked him out? Like, what really could he teach you? It's like, it just never made sense to me. It's like, you already it's kind of like you deboed him. You took Red's chain, and then he came to ask for it, and he was like, "What chain?" And he's like, "Oh, That's my chain. He's like, no, you got a big dog. So anytime he would try to tell him something that he actually needed to hear, Wilder had to pull up on him real quick and remind him he had that footage ready at all times. It's like, hey, you remember when we fought back in 2016? He's like, you sure you want to go there with me, champ? I can remind you right quick if you forgot. I'm gonna take you down that Roy Jones lane. Y'all must have forgot. I'll remind you. So I don't really think that it was conducive for him, but Wilder wanted somebody who he had more control over, because it's like, yeah, he knocked him out, even though Trill says that it was a phantom punch, which I wouldn't be surprised if it was, the way how boxing can be sometimes. It's probably that could possibly be what it was. So you know for all we know, he probably could have threw the fight, and Wilder took him along with him because he helped build him up. It's like there's always controversy and conspiracy going on in boxing, but I personally feel like a lot of what Wilder's been going through, you're right. But I personally feel like a lot of what Wilder's been going through is a lot of reaping from seeds that he's sown in his in the past, and just and unfortunately, because we've seen what's been going on with Wilder, a lot of his personal business has been out there, and how he's handled people and handled people's people, and then how he handled Mark Breland. So I personally feel like if Wilder would have done more right personally, yeah, correct, the yes man. But I personally do believe in reaping what you sow, and I personally believe that a lot of what Wilder's gone through in the ring also was for what he's done outside the ring, in the ring. So how he treated Mark Breland, I personally believe that has a lot to do with why he fell off the train the way he did. He lost one fight to Tyson Fury, who was another world level fighter, and he beat you fair and square. You accused him of taking steroids. You accused him of loading your gloves. You
Yeah,
accused him of getting hit. You accused his water of being spiked. He spiked your water. You accused Mark Breland of being in on your water being
yeah.
spiked. You damaged Mark Breland's reputation. You
All for
scared
JD.
him. I'm saying it's like Mark,
Because
like there's a
Mark
fighter's
wasn't
code. It's like if anybody should have took somebody to court, it should have been Mark Breland taking Wilder to court for all the slander. But then you
yeah,
got Devin Haney out here taking Ryan Garcia to court because Devin Haney got his butt kicked. Like if anybody should have been getting sued, it was Wilder for all that slander he did on Mark Breland. So I
Wilder
personally
did so
believe,
much
yeah,
slander on everybody. I'm surprised he didn't get sued from people for defamation. And not only that, it's exactly what Trey said. It was a yes man situation. Mark Breland wasn't telling him what he wanted to hear. He was telling
absolutely,
him
yeah,
what he needed to hear. He was
yeah,
telling him that he needed to do the jump roping and stuff like that. And all JDs was saying, "Oh, you needed the right hand." That's all he wanted to hear, was that JD saying you needed the right hand. JDs was telling him what he wanted to hear, and Mark was telling him what he needed to hear, and that was the issue. And that was the issue with these guys. You
yeah.
know,
Truth offends. Truth offends. When people want to believe lies, they want to believe what they want instead of what is.
yeah. And shout out to Mr. Neutral. We're looking at Wilder right now. Wilder look like he's in shape. Wilder
He
look like
is. He is in shape.
he look like he ready to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? He don't look no signs of being tired. He's still coming forward, throwing that jab. He's trying to throw that right hand. The right hand's still a laser. But is it landing? I mean, it busted up dude's nose. It did land a couple of times, but it's really the jab that's doing the work. If he can land flush on the right hand, we can see if Wilder still got that pop. He did hit him one time and got out of there. He's fighting a defensive fight. Maybe he's thinking he can get Wilder to the later rounds and
Yeah,
maybe drown him. Maybe that he's looking at, but he got to get there because that right
yeah.
hand is always there. Look, Wilder with the
About to
left
say
hook.
you're right about it. He got to get there. That's the thing. He got to get there. He's keeping those hands a little too low for somebody who's so lethal. He's
Yeah,
he's keeping
Wilder's
those
throwing the
hands
left.
a little.
Wilder's starting to get a little clumsy.
Yeah, because he's starting to fall back into that windmill Wilder stuff. See, Wilder gonna mess around. He gonna do that to the wrong person because when he's launching forward like that, like if you're not afraid, because Wilder's got that built-in fear factor of all the equity of all them knockouts, but with him jumping forward like that with somebody who's like really
Oh yeah,
poised,
He could
Like he
definitely
could
get
he could have
Pacquiao.
got he could have yeah.
He could
Oh
definitely
man,
get Pacquiao. The way he be
man,
coming in for, like, he can definitely get Pacquiao. He
that
can
was the
definitely
nastiest
get him.
knockout ever.
Yeah, I thought that was the end of Pacquiao.
Man, I'm telling you,
I thought that was the end of Pacquiao. I
he
didn't
looked
see
like he got
Pacquiao. So
sniped.
I'm glad he got up. Shout out to the 260 people, over 260 people. The numbers just keep getting bigger and bigger. Shout out to
Bigger.
you guys for tapping in with us, man, while we do this watch along on Deontay Wilder. You
Tap
know,
in, baby.
yeah, we definitely appreciate y'all watching this fight with us. I think it's really dope. Deontay Wilder is trying to unleash, that devastating right hand. Is just not hitting the target right now.
Hey,
But
shout
he
out to
got,
Tyrell Herndon.
yep, shout out to
He's not going with the program. I like it, but
yeah,
I just need him to be a little bit more active. He's
I
got very
genuinely
good head movement, but he's got to throw more hands, man. You kind of gotta take when you're in there with somebody who is expected to win. When you're in there with a knockout artist, you got to let them know that I don't care. Like I know it's easier said than done, but you got to sell out. You got to go forward against a knockout artist. You got to give them that understanding that you're not there to lay down. Like, okay, I know you want I know you want to knock me out, but I'm not here to get knocked out. I'm here to actually knock you out instead. So let's see who's gonna do it first. I understand he's defensive, but honestly, sometimes being overly defensive can be how you end up losing because you're so focused on not getting caught.
yeah,
You have to give them that equal smoke back. You have to. It's like, yeah, it's boxing, but you do have to take a little bit of a street fighter's mentality in there when you're against a puncher, because you're falling into their mental minefield, because part of what makes a knockout artist is the fact that you put it into your opponent's head that you could take them out at any time. So you take more of their aggression away. But if you play that game with another KO artist, let them know that I'm not afraid of you. I know that you can hurt me, but I signed a contract. I'm not afraid of you. I'm here to fight you. That will play into your favor more than you think it'll play into your disadvantage. Because as long as you give that mental real estate to where they believe that they can knock you out, and they believe that they have that edge, they believe that they can hurt you, they're gonna get you because you're focused on not letting them touch you. You have to fight fire with fire sometimes. Just like how I meant to say last week, I was thinking about that fight with the two Polish guys, and
yeah.
the shorter one fell into the trap of the taller one because it was exactly what I said. The stockier one had to go in. The tall one stays on the outside. Guys who stay outside fighters, how you take their strength away is you have to make them chase you. You have to make the outside fighter become the aggressor. That's how you take the outside fighter out of their game. You have to make them walk you down. Most outside fighters are not able to walk
Finally, he's
somebody
letting his
down.
hands go.
Exactly. So then we're back here with Herndon. Now, once he starts throwing his hands, he's going to take away some of that mental real estate to where Wilder thinks that he's got it in the bag. So this is what I'm saying. Even if it's ugly, even if it sucks, even if the risk is going to be higher of you getting knocked out, well, you signed the contract. You gotta go after him, because it's very hard for a knockout artist it's very hard to escape a knockout artist to the distance, because eventually they'll get a hold of you, but you have to go after them to let them know that it's not going to be that easy. And you take some of their juice away, you take some of their belief away, you take some of their energy away, you take some of their spirit away with every blow. Like those blows that he's putting on Wilder, those are helping him, those are building him up. I could see the tide starting to shift. But with Wilder, you have to stay on him, you have to push him back, because if he gets that right on you and he connects, you're going out. It's
Yeah,
just the way it is.
we're going into the 6th round right now. As I got it 5-0 Wilder. I think Wilder done won
Yep,
all 5 rounds. I'm
he
looking
did.
at Wilder right now. It looks like he's in tremendous shape. His mouth is closed. It's not open. It doesn't look like he's tied yet. So if Mr. Hardin is banking on Deontay Wilder to get tired. Maybe he needs to start going to the body,
Thank you.
bring it to the body. You know what I'm saying? So he can get Wilder a little tired, because right now Wilder is just going through the motions. Seems like he's just having a sparring match where he can just throw his jab and his right hand. I've seen people in the in the chat. People are not happy with what they're seeing. But once again, Herndon falls on the floor again, which is considered a slip. But he was hit. He was hit and went to hold and fell down. But they considered
It's
a
look
slip.
like it's a matter of time because he's not fighting. It's not. It's not. People think that when you touch the ground, you're losing, but that's not always the case. I mean, yeah, on the cards you could be losing, but getting up does matter. And when you get put to the ground,
It's a lot of height.
instead of trying to survive, like that's when you have to go for broke. You do. You have to put something out there for them to worry about. So yeah, you got to weather the storm. You got to do some of everything, and that's why I keep
Wilder's
trying to
teeing
tell
off on him. Wilder's teeing off on him. Wilder's going
he is teeing off on him. That's why I'm telling you, clinching is a lost art. You got to practice it. You got to put yourself. And there you go with the rabbit punching. He's punching him behind the head. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
Wilder's trying to hit anything. He's trying to do anything. The aggression and the aggravation is coming out of Wilder because he can't get this guy out of here. Yeah, this guy is not doing nothing. He's not bringing no punches to Wilder, but he's not playing with the game. He's covering up.
Exactly.
He's not. So Wilder's getting a little frustrated. Look, he's punching on top of the head. He's holding his head down and trying to throw the uppercut. He just got to chill and relax. Eventually, this guy get out of here. The guy's slowing down. Herndon is getting tired. He's getting tired. Wilder need to just throw a shot, one of those shots to the body.
He needs to throw.
They
He needs
counted
to be
this.
throwing overhand right.
I think this is more of Herndon being tired.
It is. It's not. It's Wilder didn't really.
This is more of him.
There's not really anything for him to have gained from because of where he was and the way that how he's treating the fight. He's treating the fight like he's trying to prove that he's still at that level. Well, unfortunately, if that was what you were doing it for, you're not proving that. You're honestly validating everybody's opinion about the fact that you should have just not fought anymore.
Yeah. I think what Wilder needs to do is create a little bit of distance right now. He's smothering
stuffing him. Yeah, he has no
level. He's going to tire himself out swinging wildly like that and leave himself open to cut. Now he throws him down. That's going to be considered a slip. This guy's just tired. He's falling down to the ground with little simple pushes and stuff like that. Rounds over again. This is the 7th round we're going into. This guy's just tired.
Yeah, he's just tired. Yeah.
I think he might. I think they might call it on his stool because he's just getting beaten and battered right here. But yeah, another round for Deontay Wilder. Mr. Neutral said Wilder needs rounds off the back of this 3-fight deal. I can't be mad if he goes the distance. Yeah, especially with this level of competition, I think maybe he is looking to do rounds, but with this level of competition, I think that this is just to make Wilder look good. I really don't want to see him in there with no world beaters. If he's going to go in there with AJ and this is going to be for a money fight, I think Wilder did what he's supposed to do in the sport of boxing. I think right now, if y'all want to give him a payday for, all the punishment he took in those Tyson Fury fights and the JP fight and the Zane fight, that's fine. Because he's definitely, to me, he can definitely get knocked out again by AJ, So
yeah, that's the thing about AJ. I'm glad you brought AJ up because even though they both have come off losses, their losses are nowhere near the same.
Exactly.
With Anthony Joshua, that was more of a mental loss more than anything. The knockout was just a physical manifestation of what was going on the inside of him. He wasn't ready for the moment. He tried to turn it on as the fight went on, but like I was saying last week, it's like you got to be dialed in. Like AJ was winning every.
He turned his back.
Oh, he punched. Okay.
The guy turned his back.
Oh,
If I was the ref, I would have said the guy don't want to be there. The body language is there. Wilder's hooking, doing hooks now, hooking off the jab now. This guy's tired now. He started off good. He was like a front runner. Like he showed
yeah.
us that he has the defense and stuff, but he didn't have no punch selection. His punch selection wasn't there. He didn't even try to do jabs or double jabs to try to go to Wilder's body. He did one flurry. That's all I seen. It doesn't even seem like Wilder was in a fight. Wilder just hit him with a stinging right hand. This guy is out right now. He's just covering up. But Wilder got to stop leaning on him and pulling his head down. It's over. Fight's over. Well, no, it's not. I guess he took a knee, but he's calling it a slip. Say Wilder pushed him down. Wilder got to stop putting his hand on the back of his neck like that.
Yeah, Wilder's making a lot of careless mistakes. He's giving
Yeah,
him more room to be in the fight. He is.
and this
For a
guy,
world champion, for a world champion, that's not. If he wasn't a world champion, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But he's a world champion. This isn't the way he should be going about it.
and he's looking sloppy right now. Another thing, I know Wilder's not keen to go into the body, but if he would have ever used that devastating right hand to shoot one right down to the gut one time,
Oh yeah, yeah. It's amazing that he's never developed a straight to the body. Yeah, now he's loading up. Now he's doing the whole BS where he just walk forward with his
oh,
hands cocked and loaded
fight's
like
over.
that. Like
Ref stopped the
he
fight.
should be
Good job.
throwing overhand
Fight's
right.
over. Save us some time and anguish. The
Thank
ref
you.
called the fight, say he
No,
wasn't
don't throw
nothing
your
coming
hands
back.
up because you weren't doing nothing. You were just dancing. You were just moving around.
Exactly. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to you people out there for enduring this fight. It's the return of
Enduring,
Deontay Wilder.
enduring BOK Prime. This,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what this fight was? This fight was just BOK Prime in fight form. That's all this was.
Real. 265 people sat here and watched the BOK Prime fight extravaganza with me, the commissioner, aka Trill Dollar Bill, the one and
Extravaganza.
only Anthony Woodson. Yes, definitely. We definitely got a chance to see this fight. It was stopped in the seventh. Yeah, Deontay Wilder is back.
Is
Deontay
he?
Wilder is back. Well, we see him here. He's back. We don't know if he's the old Deontay Wilder, but he's back in the ring. He doesn't look. Listen, we know he's not the old Deontay. Let me just make it right. He's not the old Deontay Wilder, but he's back in the ring, and he got a chance to make a
He
huge
got a chance.
payday
Yeah.
with Anthony Joshua on the fight that should have happened 7 years ago.
For undisputed, then we wouldn't even be worried about money right now, and the names would have been etched in the annals of history.
Yeah, and he would have had
That matters, man.
generational wealth. He would have had
Generation.
generational wealth.
Oh,
You
he
know?
had it until last year.
Yeah, and then they messed up everything, man. Shout out to Ludabella. I remember Ludabella was
Yeah.
fired for trying to get him the best bag. That's what you're supposed to do. As somebody that represents you, you're supposed to get him the biggest bag, and he was fired for that. Not only was he fired, and Berlin was fired. Everybody that tried to help Deontay Wilder in that period of time was fired.
Because the
You
dude's
know?
a narcissist. That's why.
Yeah, you can't help him.
You can't help narcissists. Narcissists are only going to do it their way, even if they burn it to the ground. At least they get the credit for it being burned to the ground. It's about control. It's not about the outcome. They just want the control.
Yeah, definitely. Once again, I want to shout out. We got over 265 people watching this right now. Shout out to everybody that was in the chat. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Neutral, Tremendous Trade. Shout out to Capital Kev that was locked in with us earlier. Shout out to everybody, Alexander the Great, and many others who was in the chat. And shout out to all the people that was out there watching us. The return of Deontay Wilder. Don't forget to tune in with us tomorrow for the Jake Paul versus the son of a legend, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., as they get it on Netflix when we're going to have the special watch-along / block party. It's going to be an amazing event as Deontay Wilder is in the ring right now screaming, "Bomb Squad!" Rest in peace to my brother G. He was actually a huge Deontay Wilder fan. I remember the last fight we got to see. Actually, the last time we all went out to see a fight was a Deontay Wilder fight when he fought Helenius, and we got to go out there with my bro G before he passed, and we all got to see Deontay Wilder go out there and knock out Helenius. So yeah, Deontay Wilder always gets love for me just because of the fact he was my man G's favorite fighter. Rest in peace to my brother G. May he be forever missed. Another thing is, man, we got that tomorrow, and we got many other fights to come. But make sure that you tune in tomorrow with us at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. You already know what it is. Make sure that you watch it with it at 8 p.m. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mr. Neutral going to get some sleep. Good night, Mr. Neutral. It's morning time over there where you're at, my brother. Go get some rest. We appreciate you. And we're going to be getting some rest soon. But before we go out, I just wanted to remind y'all once again to tune in with us tomorrow. We're going to be watching the Jake Paul versus Julio Cesar Chavez.
El Gallo.
Yes, Junior. We'll be watching that tomorrow, so tune in at 8 o'clock, and you'll see this brother to the side of me, Mr. Anthony Woodson. Please tell the people before we get out of here where they can reach you at.
If you guys want to follow me on any social platform, you can follow me under Apostle Woodson. That's on IG or X. That's about it right now until I expand.
Exactly. I know we got to follow each other on X too. We
Sure do.
locked in. We gotta get you locked in. Once again, you already know who I am. I'm the commissioner, aka Ray Trilogy. Make sure that you can go cop my album, The Transformation of Trill, out now on all streaming services, on all platforms. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe or to me on X. You know what I'm saying? As Ray Trilogy, the commissioner. Thank you everybody for tuning in, man. It's been a wonderful night. The return to Wilder. Any last words to the people?
I just want to say, on behalf of the whole iBoxing Hub family, and in particular the American family, thank you guys. Again, we don't take it for granted. So much content out here. You guys could be anywhere, but y'all here with us, and we don't take it for granted. Thank you. We're not only feeding off of each other, we're feeding off y'all, and I hope that we met your expectations, and I hope that you guys keep coming back and we keep building something together. And one thing that I will say for you all, don't only come to be entertained by boxing, but also come to be inspired by boxing for the same things that these guys are finding a reason to fight for. You guys also have a fight in your personal lives. So don't think because you guys have not gone into a ring makes you any less of a fighter. We all have our own fights. We all have our own battles. We all have our own struggles. And I want to say that I'm proud of each and every one of you for showing up every single day in your respective lives and not giving up. And I don't care how hard it gets. Even if you hear number 9 before 10, you have a chance to get up. So no matter how long it takes for you to get up and keep swinging. The fight ain't over until your breath is gone.
Yeah, that was beautiful, and it's like that. We out of here. Much love, much respect from the IBOXING Hub USA. Peace.
Yeah, we gon' live it up. And drive the haters crazy, we gon' burn the clutch. And ball outrageous, we gon' double up. It's all for the fam, cause all we got is us. Real nigga can't step on them. Protect at all costs, put a vest on them.